kids have put all the hard work in, and they're really excited to get after it today.
And we got a flag. We'll hear from Nate Starr for the first time today.
Delay a game. Cowboys. 5-yard penalty. Still. Third down.
Very rare you see a delay a game from this Freedom Cowboys offense, and they will move it back 5 yards. Kyle Collins coordinates the offense and talked with James on the special edition of Extreme Talk in the afternoon on Friday, and mentioned that he wasn't even anticipating being a football coach. Mentioned he was in a rough place in his life. Friend of him asked, "Can you come critique me on a practice?" And then gave his feedback, said, "Can you come the next day?" And in his words, 2 days turned into 20 years.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the impact Coach Kyle's as we get a play right here.
As Venter keeps it himself and is stuffed by the Pack defense.
Yeah, just a QB sweep. If we can get a quick replay, QB sweep, I believe it was Cam Yeomans that got there really quick. It was able to blow that one up. As we said before on Thursday, it takes a lot of people to get Jalen Venter down, and Pack achieved it. But going back to what we just said about Coach Kyle Collins, yeah, it just kind of worked out for him that way, able to come back and just kind of took these guys off into the dynasty that the Freedom Cowboys have had. Not a championship yet, but they've been able to achieve great things.
We got a 4th down and long as it'll be punted away by Logan Bryers, the senior. This will be bumped down to about the 35-yard line, down to all the way to the 30, and it'll be touchdown by Eli Carr. And we will see the Freedom Cowboys defense. We will see the Freedom Cowboys defense go to work, and the home team for tonight, the Pack Panthers, one of the hottest teams in high school 8-man football in this year, and they were 12-1 on the regular season, 5-0 in the SIFA, won in their conference championship against Georgia SIC 42-0. Remember last year in that national championship, they played on Monday. They had a game on Saturday, game on Monday in the semifinal and championship, and then played in their conference championship that following Saturday. And the conference decided to move everything back a week so it would be easier on them in this national championship. There's Yeomans up the middle to about the 33-yard line. We talked with the coach of the same name, and he mentioned how proud he was to be able to coach alongside his son through this entire process.
Yeah, and he and both of his sons, we have his son Clay up here up top, along with his son Cam, playing tonight, and these three really have a special bond. He really loves these group of kids, also seeking a national championship win for the Pack Panthers tonight. They've worked really hard, just like the Freedom Cowboys, to get to this moment, and they're hoping that this game they'll be able to hoist that trophy up.
We'll see what they can do here as Lamb dumps it off. McNulty has got space. Sean McNulty, the senior, one man to beat. He's being chased down by Eli Carr. And from the backside, it's Logan Bryers. The ball ruled down before it came out. And a huge gain for McNulty inside the 10.
Yeah, he was able to hit McNulty out in the flat. And McNulty able to just turn it up.
Ruling on the field, he's down by contact.
Yeah, he was just able to hit McNulty out in the flat. If we're able to get a replay, McNulty was able to turn that ball upfield. Logan Bryers was able to calm him down. Look at the ball hit the ground before it popped out, as we just heard Nate Starr say. But a big pickup for the Pack Panthers.
2 minutes shaved off of the first quarter already. The Pack Panthers driving down after their defense forced Freedom to a 4th and out. First and goal on the 6-yard line. Lamb will keep it. He won't keep it. It's over on the carry to Cam Yeomans, who got up the middle. Touchdown. Panthers strike first.
Yeah, they went with that double wing again. They ran that a lot on Thursday against Tennessee Heat. Able to just kind of, it wasn't double wing. Cam Yeomans was the one that was able to get that ball into the end zone. Cam Yeomans, big, powerful runner, able to put the Pack Panthers up 6-0 to start this championship game.
The Freedom Cowboys defense usually has not had any issues, and allowing only one touchdown so far in the game, so way early on that regard. But usually on their first offensive drives, they don't allow teams to score that early.
They did not, but if remember back in Gatlinburg, Pack did score first on their opening drive in that game as well. So familiar situation for the Freedom Cowboys. Just tell them to settle down, settle into the game. Both teams playing really hard right now.
Yeomans had 17 rushing touchdowns heading into the Florida tournament. And this time, Chance Lamb is stopped behind the line by the defender in Julian Harden, it looks like.
That's actually Cedar Strand.
Cedar Strand, the senior. It was hard to see with whether there's a 2 or 3 with the scrunch roster, as you'll see the tackle here.
Yeah, Lamb just takes that sweep out to the right. Cedar Stream, way to get off the block by the offensive lineman for the Pack Panthers, able to get that stop to make this 6-0.
Yeah, scrunch jersey on that one to make 2 and 3 confusing. And we called Cedar Strand's name plenty of times, and you mentioned it, how great of a player he has been for the Freedom Cowboys secondary. From the 40-yard line, Henry Bennett, the sophomore, will boot it away. Freedom Cowboys back on special teams. Got to stop the 2-point conversion attempt, which may be what this game comes down to. We saw how impactful they were in their competition on the mountain in Gatlinburg back in August, and we got high up kick that is kneed down by Briggs Brady, and they'll spot it at about the 44-yard line. Or I beg your pardon, 39-yard line. 5-yard difference on that. Freedom Cowboys offense mostly goes through Briers, Brown, and Barnes, and especially Jalen Venter, the main quarterback for him, as he'll keep it himself. There goes Venter up to about the 46-yard line for a 5-yard gain. Not uncharacteristic, as he had about 82 rushes on the year, 1,300 yards and 5 yards heading into the tournament. They wind down the clock with about 8:50 left to go in the first quarter as Venter tries to get to the outside. And if this is a preview of what's to come, it's going to be a rush-heavy game that runs down the clock, and you're going to have defensive lines that won't let you get anywhere.
Yeah, both teams are really run-heavy offenses. Freedom likes to go with that little misdirection with Jalen Venter on the sweep. Usually you'll see a running back, either Logan Briers or Javion Barnes, lined up wide. They usually put him in motion. Either they kind of go with a sweep play outside, come back with a lead block for Venter, or they run that option play. Those are kind of the 3 main plays that Coach Collins likes to have.
Derek Breyer for the Pack Panthers goes back to the bench on the defensive side as Logan Briers will find some space. He gets tripped up at about the 50-yard line by Jance Lamb, but he does move the chains for a first down.
Pickup by Logan Briers. As we mentioned before the game that we saw in August, Jalen Venter was not 100%. He was about 75%, was dealing with some ankle problems, but he looked 100% today, had a great game against the East Central Patriots, and he looks just fine right now.
That semifinal against East Central came down to the wire is what it felt like, especially how it played out. 1st and 10 inside Panthers territory. Venter is almost brought down from behind. There are several flags down as a face mask, like what they'll call as McNulty tried to bring him down, and they finally brought Venter down at about the 43-yard line. McNulty seems frustrated. He's talking to Coach Yeomans, feeling frustrated.
Yeah, it looked like he just accidentally grabbed that face mask right there.
Yeah, they're having a discussion to figure out whether it was incidental contact or not, because in high school they still have the incidental face mask for 5 as opposed to the personal foul of 15. And they'll piece together the multiple perspectives here. Nate Starr leading our crew. Corey Chamar, the umpire.
We have a personal foul, face mask here. Because the face mask penalty did not cause the helmet to come off, the ground did, the player still has to come out for a play. We will have a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Great explanation by Nate Starr to have one play out for Venter out of player safety.
Yeah, we're going to have Jonathan Cowell into the game now. Brown, the star receiver, is actually out tonight with a broken wrist, so that might limit the passing game just a little bit. But Jonathan Cowan, really powerful runner, also a great passer. So let's see if they dial up a kind of heavy run play or a pass play here.
Callan was in the backfield, but it got directly snapped to Briers. He gets up inside of the red zone, and pending the spot, it looks like about the 18, and they will move the chains for a first down.
And this is a good sign for the Freedom offense. In the last matchup, we actually saw the Freedom offense kind of stagnant against this packed defense. So for them to be able to move the ball downfield is actually a great sign for Coach Collins and this offense. You got to feel good about this. Jonathan Cowan and Jalen Venter are really leading this offense. And Jonathan Cowan's going to stay in the game.
Callan will stay in the shotgun. Briers to his back right side. And they'll hand it off to Briers again. It seemed to work on the first play. Briers trying to push through tackles, and he does. Briers to the 5. He's down inside the 4 for a first and goal.
Yeah, just another inside zone play as we have a player down.
That's Briers.
We have a timeout on the field for an offensive injury player.
But you do not like to see that from a player being down, and he's going to be looked at by the medical staff, and
yeah,
we will step aside. A really good sign that Logan Briers is at least on his feet, but he's being helped off by the coaching staff of the Freedom Cowboys. You even saw, again, the sportsmanship. The Panthers coaches and training staff immediately ran over to help him on that injury, and it shows again. We've been talking about it all weekend long. How yes, there are some games that have gone back and forth in terms of rivalries and a little bit of chippiness at times, but you love to see that sportsmanship.
Yeah, credit to Coach Yeomans. He was the first one out there to check on the senior Logan Briers. So really good sportsmanship on both sides. These teams have a lot of respect for each other, and that was a great sign of that.
Leaves us at 6:18 left in the first quarter, and we've almost got Briars over to the sideline, and we didn't even get into this yet, but Nathan Brown was ruled out for the game. Coach Collins telling us, I believe he had a broken wrist from that semifinal, so already they were out one of their star seniors, and now one of their other ones who likely will not come back into the game. You especially hate it with it being the final games of their high school career in a Freedom Cowboys uniform, and they'll have to do what they can cheering from the sideline to help their brothers get back into it.
Yeah.
Clock resumes for a 1st and goal.
You got Venter at running back.
Venter with Callan to his right. And they'll fake it. There's Callan trying to find his way forward and gets a gain of maybe 1 or 2 yards. 2nd and goal coming up.
Yeah, and again, going back to Logan Briars, with him being out, this is going to kind of tweak the offense a little bit. You may see, as we get a replay right here, Callan's able to take the snap clean, good exchange there to Venter, able to pull that one out. Looks like he got down to about the 3, maybe 4-yard line. But like I was just saying, it's going to tweak the offense a little bit. So you may see Jalen Venter a little bit more at running back. And everybody around the league says that Jalen Venter is a running back, playing quarterback. So this is definitely not out of his element.
Callan, this time he gives it off to Venter, and Venter trying to push through. He's swallowed up by 3 defending Panthers.
Yeah, if you get the replay again. Yeah, Venter on another inside zone play. Looked like it was Yeomans that was able to get there first, along with a host of Pack Panthers defenders, as Yeomans is down
Timeout on the
now.
field, injured defensive player.
Looks like for the Pack Panthers, Cam Yeomans is down, which, again, we were talking about seniors and them being down on the field and everything. Yeomans is down. His father helping him up with his arm, and looks like he's standing on his own feet, and he's going to head over to the sideline. Again, good to see him back on his feet that quickly.
Yeah, it looked like it might have just been a cramp.
Yep. And it looks like they're going to call the other medical staff to look at him, make sure. And it looks like he's got a towel over his right hand. And again, we won't speculate on that sort of thing. It looks like they're going to resume play here. They got both of the teams back out. And maybe he got cut on his hand or something like that.
Yeah.
But again, no speculation on it. Could happen, but hoping the best for Yeomans, hoping he can get back into the game. As the clock winds with 5 left in the first. Cowboys knocking on the door on 3rd and goal at about the 3-yard line. Callan with Venter to his right. He's going to try to pass it off on the right side. He's got the seam for the pass, and it's a touchdown. The reception by Jalen Venter.
Yeah, great job by Jonathan Callan rolling out, finding his guy. Here we go with the replay. Just is able to take the snap again. Jalen Venter rolls out to the flat. Is able to hit him on the flat route, able to get in ball clearly across the line again with another good angle there by our sideline cam, able to see that he gets across the line again on the second effort. So great job there by the junior Jalen Venter, able to get his team within striking distance of taking the lead.
Way quicker than of a score than the Cowboys had in Gatlinburg in August. They didn't get a touchdown until the 3rd quarter on the other side of the second half, where they were down 14-0. And now knocking on the door of taking the lead with a 2-point conversion. Right side on the pass, Venter trying to push through. He's not going to get there.
Yeah, they went right back to the same play. Jalen Venter trying to get out to the flat. And unable to come up with that one as we get the replay. He's able to come right in motion. He's out, actually the inside receiver in that stack formation, just running a little seam route. Unable to get there. Kyler Barkley and Sean McNulty leading the charge on that one to remain this game, for this game to remain tied at 6.
Barkley on the year at 69 tackles, McNulty 92, and he didn't even lead the team because Lamb had 1 more tackle than him. He was not McNulty not leading in the solo category. Also Lamb at 39 solo tackles, and Yeoman's leading in assist tackles at 73 heading into the Florida tournament.
But those guys are still all conference players.
Oh,
so
yes.
They're all very good athletes for this Pack Panthers team. Barkley, McNulty, Yeomans, McFarland, all guys that Coach Yeomans trusts. They're all leaders of this team. They're really, really good on both sides of the ball. We see Chance Lambs playing corner, linebacker, and running back and quarterback. So all these guys are kind of do-it-all guys. You see Kyler Barkley taking snaps at quarterback. You see him out wide. You see him at running back. So in 8-man football, you have to have probably 3 to 4 guys to play several different positions on offense and defense, and rarely those guys get off the field.
So hard to choose all conference players as well when you're looking at the Pack Panthers because of how many players they have. Freedom Cowboys, you've got great guys all on both sides of the ball, but for the most part, you've got about the 4 or 5 that we're mentioning all night long because they're just so involved on every single play.
Yeah, and you have guys like Jonathan Callan, Javion Barnes, Nathan Brown, Eli Carr, Jalen Venter, Logan Bryce. The list goes on and on. Same thing with the Pack Panthers. These guys are all great players for both of these teams.
Larry Reinert on the return, spinning out of several tackles, still on his feet, and they're trying to push him through the defense. Finally down at the 44-yard line. A great return from the senior.
Yeah, Larry Reinhardt refused to go down on that one. Took a host of Freedom Cowboys to get him down, able to get out of a couple tackles. And as we get the replay again, took a host of Freedom Cowboys to get him down, setting the Pack Panthers up with really good field position inside the 50.
Several seniors on this Pack Panthers roster, a total of 11 on the year. Freedom Cowboys have 6 this season. They graduated 10 last year. And for the Pack Panthers, they graduated 4 in 2022, 9 in 2023.
Kind of a rare look here for the Pack Panthers. They went against the Tennessee Heat, usually a quarterback draw.
And it's a toss across the middle, trying to stretch out for that extra yardage. How about that effort there on the catch? Reinert, again, he had the great kickoff return and then stretching out to get the extra yard there. Second down in Cowboys territory.
Yeah, coaches always go with the hot hand, so they're going to go back to Reinhardt, able to stretch out for that extra yardage. Not quite to the first down, but setting his offense up to probably convert on the next play or two, willing that they're able to convert that. Got McNulty in the backfield. We didn't really see him get the ball a lot in the game against Tennessee. He hit the running back position, but he's back there right now.
High snap, and it might be capitalized on. The ball is fallen on. That's Chase Childers, the senior, with a huge defensive fumble recovery, and they'll start the drive at the 40, but I believe we have a flag. No, I guess no flag. They're swapping the ball there. Turnover on downs.
Yeah.
Or not turnover, I beg your pardon. That's a fumble recovery.
Yeah, Childers able to recover that high snap. Looked like the quarterback in the center had a little bit of a miscommunication. Childers able to come up with that one.
Timeout Panthers. That is their first charge timeout. It'll be a full charge timeout to go to 8-man extreme commercial.
I got to tell Nate Starr at break we don't have commercials, but we will step aside. 3:52 left to go in the first quarter. 6-all here in the national championship for high school 8-man football. First and 10 after the timeout. The Pack Panthers will have their first charge timeout of the half or use it a little bit. Venter trying to get past the tackle, and he does. Couldn't avoid the second one thanks to the leg wrap up by Jance Lamb, I apologize, over to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, an outside zone player for the junior, number 9, Jalen Venter. Again, as you see on the replay, one guy doesn't get down, gets past McNulty, able to not get past Lamb. Lamb is the one who eventually brings him down. But great play there for Looks like it's going to be second and short, pardon. Second and short. Venter's going to line up wide, so you may see a little bit of this motion with Jonathan Cowell in the empty set.
You got a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. That's a pitch forward to Venter. Venter trying to spin again out of a tackle, but once you have Sean McNulty on that grip, there's not much you're going to be able to do as we have a flag down.
Personal foul, face mask on the Panthers. That's half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
You could hear Coach Yeomans frustrated asking, or one of the coordinators asking for an explanation. And that shows, again, the passion. You want to make sure that calls are getting right and wanting a clarification on there. And you can hear a little bit of that on Nate Starr's mic.
Yeah, and every call matters. Every play matters. This is for all the marbles. This is for the championship game, Spencer, so everybody's going to lay it out on the line. And that means the coaches included. Again, Venter out wide. Look for him to come in motion.
He's been in motion a lot on the offensive schemes here, but they're going to let Callan keep it. Callan to the left side. Hauled down at the 10-yard line for a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, just a little bit of misdirection with the motion. Jalen Venter comes in motion, fakes it, able to get outside, but does not get past that Panthers defense. See on the replay, able to get outside. McNulty's able to the one that brings him down at the 10-yard line. So here we go, Spencer. Let's see if they're able to capitalize. Second, it looks like 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. Just a few little, got to go 9 yards, 8 yards to get the 1st down. But again, like we said, 11 yards. Sorry, but different look than we are accustomed to back in August with this Freedom Cowboys driving at will right now.
Venter on the outside trying to get through the defense. Another flag comes in from the far side. The tackle made there by Kyle McFarland. And we'll see what the call is here.
During the run, illegal hands to the back on the offense. Yard penalty from the end of the run. We'll replay 2nd down. Thank you. Come again.
I think Nate is having a lot of fun with the microphone.
It's the last game. He's got to have fun. I believe he wrote a specific name on our ref
on the
sheet
clock
today.
up, yeah. He's having his Ed Hockley moments on here. Just like yes, there are penalties in the Pro Bowl.
I think the NFL should take notice of it to maybe offer an invitation for Nate Starr to the Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl
next
game.
Year. Yeah.
1:35 and winding down left in this 1st quarter as the Cowboys get backed up outside the 15-yard line. This is a 2nd and still yards to gain to get another 1st down as this is tipped up. Could have been a chance for an interception by Jance Lamb on the right side. Look at the lineman getting hyped up there with the pass defended. I believe that was Derek Pryor.
Yeah, Derek Pryor able to get his big paw up, as you see on the replay here. Callan looking Javion Barnes' way, but Pryor gets that big paw up there and gets that down, and the big boy's happy about that one.
Especially in his senior year, getting a big play like that in a clutch moment.
You got to give the big boys some love. They have a really hard job down there in the trenches. So credit to Pryor making that play.
Shout out to our colleague Brendan Daniel, who couldn't make it to the Florida tournament this year, and the amount of times he talks about the trenches. Miss you, Brendan. As Venter goes and the left side trying to go up the middle.
Oh, look, it's taken away.
Is the ball stripped? It is. The ball gets stripped and sent the other way. That was stripped by Larry Reinhardt.
Larry Reinhardt coming up
Ruling
big.
on the field is the defense stripped. Malone. Panthers ball.
Yeah, on the replay, you see Reinhardt just forcefully takes that ball away from Venter. Big stop for the Panthers, coming up big inside the 20.
we have a challenge here? We're stopping the clock. Oh, the clock must have been running. They might be adjusting it. Oh, 58.3, waiting to see if the official is. And yeah, that's Larry Reiner being talked to and hyped up by his bench there. Okay, so no announcement there. You thought maybe there could have been a challenge from the Cowboys there, and though from Eli's perspective and I, it seemed like it's clean cut. Here's a carry up the right side. This is for Sean McNulty. He's brought down at the 30-yard line. A tackle by Javion Barnes, and he is slow to get up. Looked like he went face first into the dirt.
Yeah, McNulty is able to bounce that one outside and able to get, looks like a first down for the Panthers, setting them up. They're getting close to the 50. They're able to drive the ball.
Probably have a play or two left here in this first quarter. They got Kyler Barkley. Looks like he's going to try to Kyler Barkley to the right of Lamb. And they'll fake it, and to the left side is a sweep carry for McFarland. Kyle McFarland gets the better of the defense, being chased down by Cedarstrand. He's got one man to beat, and that is a touchdown for Kyle McFarland and the Panthers.
Big play. Kyle McFarland on the jet sweep, able to outrun, had Kyler Barkley out in front of him. Cedarstrand trying to get there, but Kyler Barkley finishes off that play for a McFarland touchdown for the Panthers to put them up 6.
We're not even out of the first quarter.
Very different game from August. We've kind of had points back and forth. Freedom stopped twice in the red zone, but this game, a lot of big plays. In August, we saw a lot of long drives down the field.
2-point conversion attempt to make it a 14-6 game, and trying to push through is Sean McNulty. He is ruled by one official short. We're waiting on signal. They call it, they rule it a 2-point conversion successful. And looks like also Barnes is slow to get up again. 2-point try is successful, and it makes it 14-6. And let's go down to Theodore.
Saw 2 unfortunate injuries earlier in the quarter. EMTs confirmed that Pax Cam Yeomans has a broken wrist. Meanwhile, on the other side, we don't have official word. The initial reaction from coaches was that Logan Briers has a high ankle sprain. Neither player will return.
That is huge on both sides. You hate it for Cam Yeomans as well. His senior year, his final game.
Both of them seniors.
Yeah, it's the same for Logan Briers, both seniors in their final game with their respective teams. Of course, both of them either have gotten nominations or they're likely already headed to Gatlinburg. Both accepted publicly their nominations to go to the All-American game. You especially hate it for those two. I'm sure they will be on the sidelines in Gatlinburg supporting the teams, but you hate it with the wrist injury and then undisclosed high ankle sprain. And with both of them not returning, rough stuff. This one is sent over to about the 40-yard line, and on the return is Briggs. Brady lost the ball. Who's on it?
Looks like Eli Carr jumped on it.
Looks like Carr got it. It was between him and a fight with Andrew McAbee. And we've got the replay to see who got it first. Looked like the ball was loose for a while.
Yeah, the Freedom return just kind of got the ball hit by 74. Eli Carr, way to be aware and jump on the ball and not give Pack another opportunity to drive downfield to score. It looks like Jalen Finter is going to come back into the game at quarterback potentially, given that Cowan doesn't come back. Looks like Cowan is going to come back into the game. So we're probably going to get another dose of Jalen Finter at running back. Barnes also in the game. So 3 of their big playmakers are in the game right now. Anybody can get the ball.
You think having Briers and Yeomans out changes the trajectory of this game?
I think it changes it a little bit, but you have so many all-conference players on both sides.
Callan pitches it behind Venter, and a shove from the backside, the ball loose. It looks like Venter got it. There's a flag down at about the line of scrimmage, but Venter with good awareness, even with, looked like Lamb shoved him down trying to get to the ball. 10.9 left to go in this first quarter as well, as Starr will give us the call.
Illegal formation, more than 3 people in the backfield at the time of the snap. That penalty will be declined, second down.
All right, that's declined. It looks like we have video issues right now. We will get that up and running for you in a moment. For now, we will do a radio-style call with 9 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. It's Callan in the backfield, scrambling under pressure, gets the pass off incomplete at the feet of Venter, and that gets us to the end of the first quarter.
Of the first quarter.
14-6, the Pack Panthers leading over the Freedom Cowboys in the national championship for high school 8-man football. Stoppage on the field right now. The officials, I believe, are going to have a conversation at the start of the second quarter here. 14-6 in favor of the Pack Panthers. The officials are...
Looked like they might have had trouble spotting the ball, just trying to get the correct spot.
Yep. Yeah, they did swap sides of the field at the end of the quarter. And quick recovery there by our crew on getting our video feed back up. Fortunately, only missed one incomplete pass.
Sorry, we have Cowboy fans running the chains.
I'm telling you, Nate Starr is having so much fun with this right now. he keeps looking up and smiling at us anytime he's making those calls, too.
He's proud of it.
It was a chain issue. So third and about 20-plus, close to a quarter of the field. Callan alone in the shotgun. They're going to try to get somebody out wide. It's Venter deep on the pass, about a step or two behind the ball, but Venter had the jets to try and get to it.
Yeah, trying to hit Venter on the wheel route. Just overshot at McFarland in coverage. Good route by Venter, just unable to come up with that one.
Shaves down 8 seconds in the second quarter. And you like that the Cowboys are trying more passing plays here, and even though it's a long third down.
We got a big man punter, man. We got a big
Sam
man
Trotter.
punter.
Yeah, it's the junior Sam Trotter.
Oh, James Shannon's going to love this.
I believe he had to go troubleshoot an issue. But there we go. James back on headset. He's going to love Trotter going with the punt.
Going to do it for the brand.
And there's a good punt. That's a decent one that bounces down and almost looked like it was touched by Reiner, and I don't believe he did contact it there. And
I don't know.
It's picked up by Carr.
I don't know.
A lot of the
certainly
the Pack fans are claiming he didn't touch it, but this is down at the 31-yard line.
That's interesting. Didn't look like it touched him.
I think it was good awareness too, because it looked like there was a clear enough space on it as well.
It was.
There's
James Shannon
saying for the brand in our
for the brand.
There it is. There it is. There. Running the computer and producer side today, James Shannon for this national championship.
All right, the Freedom Cowboys going 4-man front. Looks like they may bring the house.
They hand it off in the backfield. That was Josh Williams trying to carry it, and 3 Cowboys say, you're not getting anywhere on this play.
Yeah, they brought the house on that one. Sam Trotter and Colton Taylor able to make up. It looked like Trotter might have had him, but Colton Taylor cleans it up. And see on the replay, they both shoot the gap. Sam Trotter's there to almost get the tackle, but Colton Taylor and a host of Freedom Cowboys are there to drop him for a loss. All-conference Sam Trotter is there to drop him for a loss.
Yeah, all-conference with the Southeastern Extreme Conference, I believe, first team for second team for Trotter. Going up the middle on the keeper, trying to push through there was Barkley. And it looks like his helmet came off, so he'll have to sit out for a play.
Yeah, it looked like it did pop off at the end of that, but Elijah Brown able to get in there and make that key stop, that big stop for the Freedom Cowboys. Looks like Barkley is going to come out. McFarland's going to come in along with Evan Watt, the all-conference corner for the CIFA, SIFA, Pack Panthers. So a little bit of a different. Look for a pass here. It's 3rd down and long. Look for a pass. Look for that empty set. They like to go that double set with Chance Lamb emptying the backfield. Looks like that's what they're going to do right here.
We thank all 168 of you who are watching this national championship for Division I here on the 8-Man Extreme YouTube
Expect the Cowboys
channel.
to bring the house.
Lamb will dump it off to the right side, in through the hands of McFarland. I don't know if he would have gotten his feet in if he had caught it, but a good attempt there by Lamb.
Yeah, that ball was already heading out of bounds. But how about A.J. Cedarstrand in coverage, usually playing defensive end for the Freedom Cowboys. That ball just kind of settled out of bounds. Looked like McFarland wouldn't have come up with that one. But a big stop for the Freedom Cowboys, able to get the Pack Panthers to go 3 and out to put Callan, Venter, and Barnes back on the field.
You know it's 10-11 left to go in this second quarter, and the Pack Panthers will boot it away. That punt, it goes all the way out to about the 38, 39-yard line. I think it was blocked. I think that punt was blocked. It was either that or it was it didn't go the way the punter wanted to, and the Cowboys get great field positioning outside the 35.
We're going to get a replay here. Looks like it was just kind of shanked, shanked it straight out of bounds. But Freedom Cowboys and Freedom Cowboys in Pack Panthers territory setting up shop. Freedom has had really good field position in this game. Last time they met, they really had to drive down the field and earn every chunk of yardage. That's not the case in this game. We kind of got a little bit back and forth contest when it comes to field position.
62 degrees, perfect weather for football as Venter going up the middle, trying to push for a gain of a first down, and he's going to get it, and a couple of yards afterwards, or actually about 1 or 2, to the 27-yard line. The Freedom Cowboys will continue to drive it down.
Yeah, Jalen Venter on the inside zone play again. They like that play a lot. Jalen Venter able to make a couple guys miss, get out of that tackle, and set up another Freedom Cowboy first down.
You notice how the score looks very familiar here from August?
I think we're going to beat that score.
Is more than likely with the way this game is going. Venter does not have the ball. It's Callan on the right side and to about the 23-yard line.
Just want to give credit real quick to Julian Harden and Elijah Sears, really making that, just kind of parting the waters there for Jonathan Callan to pick up a good gain on that one.
Pack Panthers will call a timeout.
Timeout, Panthers. That's their second charge timeout.
No extra stuff there on that one.
We will step aside as the Pack Panthers think it over. 9:26 left to go in the first. Pack Panthers have 1 timeout to use in this first half. The Freedom Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts. And hold that on standby in case they need it for a challenge down the stretch, as Venter will keep pushing through to about the 15, and the Cowboys will get a first down inside the red zone.
Yeah, Jalen Venter just kind of dancing around, trying to find the open hole. That hole closed up really quick, having to juke around a few Pack Panthers defenders as he's able to get another chunk of yardage. Looks like he did pick up that first down on that one. Setting the Freedom Cowboys inside the 30. Sorry, they're at the inside the 20. They're at the 15-yard line.
And Coach Yeomans on Extreme Talk yesterday talked about how the Pack Panthers and the Freedom Cowboys were very similar teams in their schemes and their formations, as Venter goes to the right side, tries to get past the final man, and he's brought down by the legs. And a collision. That was 9 versus 9. Evan Watt, the sophomore, managing to make the tackle.
2 all-conference players going at it. Jalen Venter is able to get the cutback counter play, able to outrun McNulty, and Evan Watt able to stop him right in his tracks as he's able to pick up about 5 or 6 on that one. Jalen Venter, the very athletic player for the Freedom Cowboys, able to get a good chunk of yardage on that one.
Well, I was saying on the before the play that Coach Yeoman said that feels like the teams are very similar in their schemes, their formations, their strategies, and Coach Collins affirmed that too, where they're very similar in how they play the game. Callan keeps it to the 5. He'll get down to about the 2 for
Look
a
at him
first and
punish.
goal.
Jonathan Callan just lowered the boom right there. If we get on the replay, looked like a quarterback power right there. That's kind of the key read option. Sorry, lowered the boom right there on. Looked like it was Reinhardt able to get the Cowboys in there for first and goal. Great play there by the sophomore, getting his team inside the 5. Bad sign for me. I'm going to have to go up against this kid for the next 2 years.
I wonder what the counter is on how many times you mentioned that throughout the games you called into this tournament.
The last week.
Callan on the outside, trying to push through. He has the collision, but spins inside of the pylon for a Freedom Cowboys touchdown.
Just a big, massive power. Jonathan Callan able to bounce it outside, bounce off of tacklers. Looked like he got past McNulty. Reinhardt tried to get him down, bounced off of that one, and is able to stumble into the end zone to make this a 2-point game.
More points scored by the Cowboys.
This is the score we had in August.
Yeah, it was 14-6. And pending this 2-point conversion, we might have a tie game. I tell you, we were talking about, again, this 14-12 was the final score in that game.
Yeah,
let's see if they could get the 2-pointer they missed in the Smoky Mountains.
Going with the empty set. Look for Callan to take it up the middle.
Timeout, Cowboys. That's their first charge timeout.
Timeout.
They'll burn their first charge timeout of the half for the Freedom Cowboys. Again, we've been alluding so much to that first matchup and how this is essentially how the season begins and how it ends. And I don't know how you feel, but when you looked at how the season started in those games, I didn't really think that we would get in the national championship a rematch of a regular season contest.
Yeah, with Evangel stepping out of the way, it made this path a little bit easier for all these teams to get here. But ultimately, it's come out that these two teams are the best teams in this tournament because they got here to this moment right now. And we're seeing a great game, very different from the first game, like we just said, with the score and everything else. These teams look to be a lot more developed, coached. They're coached up. First game of the year, you're going to have a lot of mistakes. You're going to have a lot of miscues, but we're not seeing that right now in this game.
I remember at Seek Media Day, which we'll talk about that after this play, as Callan alone in the shotgun. He's got Venter on the right side trying to cut across the middle, incomplete. Bounced off of the shoulder pad of Julian Harden, but the pass was tipped, looked like at the line.
Yeah, it looked like the pass was tipped. Looking Harden's way. He had Venter on the slant route out there in the slot in that stack formation. But, yeah, able to get off there, release. He was wide open, just unable to come up with that one. You just got to shake that one off. You're still down by 2. You're okay. So if you're Julian Harden, don't feel too bad about that one. Still a lot of game left.
You see Evan Patterson on camera there, the junior, a lot of those linemen, including Derek Pryor. And what I was talking about with Seek Media Day, I was talking about with Seek Media Day on last year, talking to Coach Collins and asking about his assessment of last year's team. He mentioned that there were a lot of situations that he owned it. He took responsibility for the way their season went and not going the way they wanted to, and saying it was bad decisions and bad players being put in bad places at the wrong times. And he said, that's on me as a coach. That's something I have to do better. And he mentioned that in their playoff game against Tri-Cities, that's really where they started getting together, and it showed with their victory in the Southeastern Extreme Conference Championship against the Tennessee Heat.
Yeah, they had a lot of they were hit by the injury bug last year.
Yes, as well.
With Logan Briers going out, and then Jalen Vinter had to step up and take that quarterback position. He's taken it and he's owned it for the last for this past year, and really doing a great job.
On the kickoff return, that's Larry Reinert, gets leveled down in a way by A.J. Cedarstrand. And it brings us to 7:09 left to go in this first half, and the Pack Panthers will start out on the 27-yard line in their own territory.
Yeah, and if you're the Pack Panthers, you're up 14-12. You really want to bleed this clock just a little bit, enough for Freedom to kind of have to drive the length of the field. But score would be nice here. Without Cam Yeomans, Chance Lamb and Kyler Barkley and McFarland are going to have to step up right now along with McNulty.
And they try to with this carry on the left side by Lamb. He'll get stopped and forced out of bounds. And they'll spot it for a gain of about 4.
And good job by Eli Carr getting off the block there, able to force Chance Lamb out of bounds. Going back to that outside zone play, a lot of runs in this game, not a lot of pass plays. Freedom unusually is passing a little bit more than the Pack Panthers. But this game's a little bit different. You're seeing a little bit different, but a little bit of the same with a lot of run plays. The only difference is they're able to break these runs off, unlike they were back in August. That game in August, really big defensive game, but right now the offenses are stealing the show right now.
Lamb on the keeper will go to the left side, and he tried to get in free grass, but Jalen Venter brings him down from behind, and a first down on the 43.
Yeah, another QB sweep play to Chance Lamb, the senior, able to take it outside, is able to spin away from Eli Carr as Jalen Venter is able to get him down to set up a new set of downs.
Just outside of Cowboys territory, the Pack Panthers still in command with a 2-point lead. Again, coming down to these 2-point conversions. Because you have a score here and another 2-point conversion, you're suddenly up by 10. Toss left side, the ball was tipped and intended for Sean McNulty. You had Colton Taylor, the sophomore in the area, who had a hand on the ball but couldn't rope it in.
Yeah, you had both Cedarstrand and Colton Taylor in the area. Good job by the big boy batting that ball down like Derek Pryor did for the Pack a little bit earlier. The big guys, really big impact on this game, both in the run game and the pass game.
Not something we're really used to with either of these teams, in that it's a heavy mix of passing inside of the rushing scene. Lamb is going to have to scramble again. He looks for the pass on the left side, just outside of the hand reach of Kyler Barkley. Venter in coverage.
Yeah, Venter is able to pick up Kyler Barkley on that route. Looked like Barkley was lined up in the wing right there. Just coming back on the crossing route, Venter able to get away from his linebacker spot, able to break up that one. Great job by the junior. It's getting a little cold out here. A little bit different than what we were experiencing earlier.
This is perfect temperature for me. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. So I will say I did not expect to suddenly want an ice scraper for my vehicle. Last night when we left the stadium, had ice on the windshield. I had to wait for it to defrost. Thursday night, as this is a direct carry by Kyler Barkley over to about the 49-yard line. He'll be short of the line to gain by about 3 yards.
Yeah, able to get past Jalen Venter as Julian Harden is able to take him down. It's going to set up 4th down for the Pack Panthers. Got to have it if you want to go with potentially with a 1-score game going into halftime.
tell you, these one-score games, they feel so much different at the high school level than any other level of football.
Yeah, we saw it earlier with the Tennessee Heat and the East Central Patriots kind of going back and forth. We're getting something very similar here. The clock's winding down. They got to go.
4th down and 3. Lamb will pitch it off. It's Barkley, Kyler Barkley trying to push through to the line. I don't think he got there. They're going to call him.
Close.
They might measure it, but it looks like he might be short of the first down. Even Collins near the chains is looking, trying to see where they'll spot it. Nate Starr.
Collins signaled first down.
Nate Starr is going to look at it. I think we may get a measurement here. Yep, he's going to bring the chains over for a measurement. Yeah, they'll bring the chains over. The officials gripping the chains at the 50-yard line to keep it in play. I like the Texas 10 gallons being worn by our chain crew guy on the right side.
He's a Bama boy. You got to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Let's see how close we can get this angle. We don't have one directly down the line of the football, but see if we can where the chains are spotted. And he got the first down by a football.
Great effort there by Kyler Barkley, able to stretch out and get that first down. Really big first down for the Panthers.
Yeah, and it did look to me that the ball may have been spotted. Forward progress was likely spotted beyond the line to gain there. Close one, especially on our angle, because he had players blocking our side of the ball.
Yeah, it looked like he did get forward progress and just got knocked back by a few Cowboy defenders. So here we go. First down and 10. Looks we're going to get another chance lane run. McNulty's also in the backfield.
I was also wondering if Collins would use his challenge. Probably not on that one with how close it was. Direct snap on the left side. It's Sean McNulty trying to weave through the defense. He gets brought down by Caden Williams, the junior.
And we got a flag.
There is a flag down. And they're actually like at the end of the tackle there for the penalty. We'll hear from Nate Starr in less than 5 seconds.
Incidental face mask on the Cowboys. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
There's one of those incidental face masks, and does at least move it a few extra yards there. They'll spot it at the 30. Five minutes left to go here in the second quarter.
And Freedom Cowboys bringing in some fresh bodies on that defensive line.
Toss to the right side. The catch is made by Josh Williams, the junior. He'll be short of the 30-yard line.
Looks like he lost a little bit of yardage. Julian Harden coming up big, making that stop, making up for that missed two-point conversion earlier on the defense.
You know, you mentioned it was kind of chilly out here. You know how that benefits? Our drinks are going to get a little chilled.
Oh, that is kind of nice. My Gatorade needed a little bit cooling down due to the sun beaming down on us. Really hit us during the Victory Bowl. The sun was really hot.
This is on the second down. And a direct snap. Here's Lamb from the 25 with the pass. We have a flag down. It's an incomplete pass intended for Samuel Cargo. And we'll hear from Nate Starr again.
Defense holding before the ball's in the air. 10-yard penalty. First down. Or replay second down. My bad. Replay second down.
Replay second down on the flag. 4 minutes exactly left to go in this second quarter. Second down and 2, a direct snap on trying to rush up the middle, brought down from behind. The tackle made by Colton Taylor and company. Nowhere for Lamb to go. And he had a couple of Panthers coaches on the sidelines not happy with the whistle being blown and the tackle being completed, but no flag on the play. Brings up a 3rd down and 3 with a loss of 1.
Yeah, and clock's still moving. Freedom still has 2 timeouts. Pack has 1, so they're probably going to be able to stop this clock if they're able to get this first down on this big 3rd down for Pack.
Third down and 3, though. Instead, it goes over to Sean McNulty on the direct snap. He gets past the tackle, and the second one, he'll be out of bounds at about the 5-yard line for a 1st and goal. The Panthers knocking on the door of another touchdown.
Another handoff to McNulty, able to bounce it outside and get that big first down, setting up a 1st and goal for Pack.
Does stop the clock at 3:07, and a little bit of time left here in the first half. We appreciate those of you who are spending your time with us here on the Saturday evening when there are a lot of other games going on in college football and other broadcasts.
Might I add, my volunteers are up on the Georgia Bulldogs.
This is Kyler Barkley going towards the goal line, and it's another touchdown. The Panthers are right now up by 8.
Yeah, just looked like it was a direct snap to Kyler Barkley, able to plow up the middle. Yeah, it was a direct snap to Kyler Barkley, able to plow up the middle. That offensive line just moving bodies off the line of scrimmage, getting Pack into the end zone. And let's not forget, this Freedom Cowboy team is really resilient, coming back on the Tennessee Heat, along with them coming back on this very own Pack team. So this game's not over yet, given the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's still plenty of time. Lamb, actually the right side, Chance Lamb is stopped. No 2-point conversion there to keep it at 8 points in the differential.
Julian Harden coming up with that big stop, keeping this game at 8. So if you're Freedom, you got 2 timeouts, you got 3 minutes on the clock, you may potentially be able to tie this one up going into half.
3:01 left to go in the first half. 20-12, the Panthers lead over the Freedom Cowboys. .301 left to go in this first half. It's an 8-point lead for the Panthers. About 27 minutes until a national champion is crowned in high school 8-man football on the Division I scene. 12 plus 12 plus 3,
27.
that's 27. James trying to question my math here.
When 1 second.
Yeah, okay,
it
sorry.
only takes 1 second.
1 second, we'll add another one on there.
Kick
Thanks.
6.
And we appreciate you, James. Just trying to make sure the math is correct. I'd rather it be right. Briggs Brady gets the return, or I beg your pardon, that was Landon Mildy, the freshman, on the return. He'll get to about the 30-yard line.
If you're Freedom, you got to drive the ball all the way downfield. Looks like they're going to spot the ball right at the 30-yard line, maybe the 29. Yeah, they're going to spot it right at the 30-yard line. So you got to go 70 yards all the way down, but you have 2:54 left on the clock. You have 2 timeouts. You have 3 great players in Callan, Venter, and Barnes. We haven't seen Barnes a lot on offense today, but anything can happen.
The Cowboys will start on the 30-yard line, and they have 2 timeouts left and about 2:54 left to go before halftime. And Panthers got the ball to start out the game. Or
Yes.
at least they received the opening
Yes.
kickoff. So, important drive here.
Very important drive.
Callan with the pitch forward to Venter, who's trying to push forward. And this is so uncharacteristic. There is a flag down on the backside. But, and this is not good for Venter immediately going down. And we will get the call from Nate Starr in a minute. And it is not good to see something like that. This is now the third player who has gone down suddenly with an injury. And it is not good.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 36 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And we have a timeout for injury. Or they do bring him back. They actually do bring back. Venter is still up, and I believe they do not. I believe he's going to sit out for a play. I know they didn't announce an injury timeout on there, but it's one of those, especially when he goes down and has to go to the sideline. But that moves it up to the 45-yard line. There's Coach Kyle Collins in his 20th season. Came into the tournament at 131 wins, 75 losses, looking for win 132, and looking for the crown jewel at the national championship. And it's a keeper for Callan going up the middle and across the 50-yard line, and won't move the chains for a first down, but you liked that one.
That's what you want. You want at least 2 to 3 yards, and the sophomore able to lower his shoulder and get a good 6 yards on that carry. What a great run by the sophomore. And again, Jonathan Callan really didn't have a great game against Pack the first time. This could be his coming out party because Jalen Venter's only got one more year left. This could be the future for the Freedom Cowboys, and he may show it tonight against the Pack Panthers.
And the sophomore has been impressive through this tournament, 2 semis. But Venter tries to make a statement of his own after he went down slowly, and he's got a first down, but he gets back up. You can tell Venter is pushing his hardest. He's having a couple times where he's slow to get up, but you can tell how much he wants this.
Yeah, he wants it really bad. The junior really putting it all on the line for his team. Again, we got 1:35 going. Coach Collins still has 2 timeouts. Probably after this play, he's going to burn one.
Wouldn't be surprised. Also depends on how the pass goes, if they pass it off.
This Pack Panthers crowd getting really rowdy right now, making it hard for the Freedom Cowboys to communicate.
There's Venter again up the middle. He's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line. And, yep, second time out for Coach Collins.
Timeout on the field, Cowboys. That's their second.
Yeah, second timeout of the half for the Freedom Cowboys. They got one more to work with 68 seconds left on the game clock. And going into halftime, Theodore Fernandez will try to ask a couple questions to head coach Kyle Collins. Got an 8-point difference right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if, there's sometimes all the coaches this weekend have been very generous with giving us their time right before the half and after the half and talking with their guys. Yeah. I would not be surprised if Theodore tries to get Coach Collins and he says, let me talk to my guys first because of how this first half has gone.
Yeah, this game has really been intense from the start. So both coaches really locked in right now, trying to get their guys lined up properly, trying to get the play call in, and both coaches giving it all right now, along with their players.
They added 4 seconds back onto the game clock for 1:12, and our producer, James Shannon, called it on the headset. As Callan will look for a player to pass to. He gets it out to Venter, who can't get in the reception, and you can tell Venter wants that one back. It's not often that he has those incompletions.
Yeah, if he had caught that one, he might have been gone. Venter's got lethal speed. Just kind of bounced off the hands. Check that one off. It's third down. You still got 2 chances. They really have committed to the run game. Look for Callan to maybe pop up and throw a pass just like he did right there.
Shaves off 5 seconds from the game clock. We have 67 total that are remaining in this first half. Callan alone in the shotgun, but he will send Venter in motion and looking for another pass play, and he's going to take Venter down the deep left side and couldn't get it into the breadbasket. Kyler Barkley in coverage and looked like it was forward and to his right.
Yeah, he went for Venter, but you also had Eli Carr kind of coming wide open on that. Venter motioning down to the slot. Yeah, you had Eli Carr wide open in the middle, takes a chance on Venter, just a little bit overthrown on that one.
You know, we talked about once we knew the results of these semifinals, and looks like a timeout.
That's the last charge timeout, Freedom Cowboys.
Cowboys.
60 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. We were talking about the build-up at our production meeting last night, and even after the semis were finalized, when we're packing up all the equipment, we knew this game was going to be close. We knew it was going to be a battle, and certainly we were making jokes about maybe it's the same score as their game in Gatlinburg, but already, at least on the Pack Panthers side, they've scored more than on the Smoky Mountains, and Freedom knocking on the door, trying to drive it down here to get closer in this game.
Yeah, Freedom threatening to try to tie this game up going to the half. They also get the ball to start the second half, so a chance to potentially lead the game. But this game, very different from August. Both these teams want this one really bad. The trophy's on the line. Both teams are laying it all on the line as we get Callan in the empty set.
60 seconds left in the first half. Callan on the empty set. He's looking for Venter again. Will air it out towards the 10. Venter didn't have it. It went between his hands.
Yeah, it just went right between his hands. Beautiful pass, beautiful arc and spiral by Jonathan Callan. Jalen Venter just unable to come up with that one.
And you see it again there where he tosses it deep and trying to go on the angle. That one goes in between his hands, and now a turnover on down. So now the Pack Panthers have 54 seconds to work with, and they've got one timeout. And looks like you have right now for the Pack Panthers, Larry Reinard sitting down on the bench. Looks like he was just getting talked to by one of his coaches. And grabbing his breath a little bit. Again, he's been putting in the work. And we've got the officials are meeting at the middle of the field right now. Maybe having a discussion about something they wanted to look at. I don't think there's not really anything challengeable on that play because I can't imagine they would have any judgment calls like a pass interference or anything reviewable. Looks like Nate Starr is going to his position in the backfield, so I'm not sure what they're talking about here. But looks like they're back in position. Maybe they're hyping each other up.
Or trying to calm Nate Starr down.
Maybe, maybe.
Got Julian Harden out here at corner, kind of unusual for that spot.
And Freedom Cowboys get the ball to start the second half, so this drive from the Pack Panthers could be important, depending on what happens. Lamb to the right side. That catch is made, got the better of his defender. Kyle McFarland gets to about the 42-yard line and down in coverage. They'll stop it to move the chains. Doesn't look like a timeout will be called by Coach Yeomans with 43.9, so they got to get up to the line.
Yeah, they saw that matchup. They saw Cedar Strand on McFarland. They really like that matchup. Cedar Strand, usually a defensive lineman. They really like that matchup. Look for them to go back to it.
Lamb again in the backfield, 30 seconds. He's going to air it out deep on the right side over the arms of Eli Carr. Looked like a miscommunication on the route. If Carr had another step on it, you talk about the amount of interceptions he's had in this tournament alone. For him to add one in the national championship would have been huge.
Yeah, Kyler Barkley saw that Eli Carr was getting over top of him, so he put the brakes on, trying to get a stop. Chance Lamb not able to see that with the overthrow, but Pack with the third. Looks like it's second down for the Pack Panthers with 20 seconds.
Second down on the 42-yard line.
My apologies. I had our producer, James Shannon, in my ear.
Timeout Panthers. That's their largest charge timeout.
Timeout. Pack Panthers.
Well, we got you saying a third, second down. Nate Starr said large charge timeout. So neither team has a timeout right now.
It's been a
27.9.
long weekend.
It's been a long one for all of us. I mean,
weekend.
again, Nate and company and the officiating crew, they've all been on site the same amount of time as we have, basically. Nate Starr, the referee. We got Corey Chisman, the umpire. We got Paul Winstall, the down judge, line judge, David Jacobs, Keith Herron, the back judge, and we slipped the name. Nate decided to do a funny with us, and he put the clock operator as Donald Trump, which is not the case.
He presented the timeout earlier by Donald Trump.
Yeah, he said the timeout, and then
President-elect
he said
Donald
the timeout
Trump, yeah.
was also presented by the Republican Party. So he had a, it was having a lot of fun, especially with the election happening a couple weeks ago as well. But he's having a lot of fun, and he's been on site around the same time as we have, same with all the officials and everything. So it's been one of those long days and a great one. We've had great competition all day Saturday.
Yeah, Chance Lamb going back to that empty set.
Lamb has got a little bit more time, looking for the pass. He's going to toss it to the right side. It's incomplete. Looked like you had both McFarland and Reinhardt in the area, and it's incomplete for a third down.
So now it is third down. Probably going to go for that empty set again. Has had 2 chances to get that ball downfield. Look for them to maybe go with something a little bit shorter to set up another 4th down. Got to get out of bounds to stop the clock. But look for them to go back to that empty set, maybe a little quick out. We saw with Jamie O'Neal with the East Central Patriots. They had that to perfection earlier today. Look for them to take a page out of that book, get out of bounds quickly. May have about 13 seconds left on the clock. They're going to go heavy right here.
19.7. Lamb in the backfield will toss it on the right side. The catch is made. Kyler Barkley down inside the red zone.
Yeah, and Kyler Barkley on the corner route. Chance Lamb able to connect on that for a big third down conversion as we get a replay right here. Kyler Barkley in the wing, able to get that post corner move on Eli Carr, the junior, is able to get out of bounds and save his team from that clock running down with 8 seconds left in this half. Looks like it was 8 seconds. It originally was 11.9 seconds. Looks like they are going to put 12 seconds back on the clock.
James would be happy for me to mention this. There are some kids that are playing behind the bleachers down here. One of them is wearing a camo 8=11 shirt. 12 seconds left in the second quarter. There it is. Fritz shooting for the brand. He loves it. He loves it. But anyways, 12 seconds.
Going to go with the empty set. Look for Reinhardt. Look for Kyle Barkley and McFarland. Reinhardt's kind of been their go-to guy.
Lamb looking, he's going to scramble. They don't have timeouts, so there's no way they could get back to the line, and that is going to end the first half as Theodore is going to try to get with Coach Collins before the half. But 20-12, the score right now. The Pack Panthers leading by 8 here in this national championship for high school 8-man football. Incredible first half thus far.
Yeah, incredible competitive first half by both teams. Pack coming out early and exploding on offense. Freedom fighting right back, and it's been really good for these teams today.
And we actually got Coach Collins is running back on our side of the bleachers, and it looks like he's running back to, I think he's going to the restroom. Yeah, he's going to the restroom. We had Theo in position there, so someone on the camera crew have to tell him. But well, we're going to talk to both coaches before the second half starts. But we'll head to commercial for now. 19:50 on the clock, and we'll be winding down soon. 20-12, the Pack Panthers lead over the Freedom Cowboys in the national championship for high school 8-man football. We are back at the halftime break, about 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go until we start the third quarter. Theodore Fernandez is with Coach Kyle Collins.
Smell the sauce for JV.
Coach, probably not the start to the game you had with Breyer's injury, the goal line stand. How do you feel about your team's response to be here in a one-score game at halftime?
Fantastic. I mean, listen, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. But the kids have shown some resilience. We're playing. We're one play away from tying the game. So, you know, as bad as it's been, I feel pretty good right now.
On that note, how's Logan doing?
I have no idea. He says he may try to get out here in the second half, but we're not counting on it.
And run game has been the death of so many teams. They put 210 yards on you in August. What do you do against a team just this dominant on the ground?
You just keep playing football. That's all we can do.
You said pregame that you'd be crying postgame if you guys could win. That hold true?
We pull this one out, it'd be the greatest coaching job I've ever done. Let me say that.
All right, well, good luck with that, Coach.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Told us about it would be one of the greatest comebacks if they were able to come back in this one. Theodore is bolting it to the other side to talk with Coach Yeomans in a few seconds. And Eli, your initial reaction on the first half?
Very competitive first half. Pack was able to strike first. Freedom answered, tying that game 6-6. And then Pack comes out, able to score again, makes it 14-6. And then Freedom then comes back, is able to get a few drives. Then they connect on that Kyler Barkley touchdown for Pack to make it 20-12. And then Freedom unable to come back on that final drive, but Freedom does get the ball to start the half. Very competitive game, very big offensive game as well.
And Theodore is standing by with Coach Tim Yeomans. Theo?
Coach, for the second straight game, you guys got stopped in the red zone on the last play of the half. Do you feel like you're in a similar spot to where you were on Friday against the Heat?
Unfortunately, yes. But, again, we're up. You know, we knew exactly what Freedom was going to be. They're a mirror image of us. This is a dogfight. We're in it. We're up. We'll get the ball to start the second half. I'd rather be in our position than theirs.
You know, you look at what happened earlier. How do you get, with Cam's injury, how do you get yourself and your team refocused after that?
Yeah, I just told him at half, I was like, you know, I told you guys I love you. To show you how much I love you, my son's in the hospital right now with a broken arm, and I'm here with you guys. Cam, I love you. It's not how I wanted the season to end, but you'll be back, buddy. But you know what? That's giving him inspiration. And if it carries us through to the finish line, I'm sure Cam would appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cam, we're thinking of you and hoping the medical staff takes care of you, and hope you get to enjoy what little knowledge we have about the teams on the field here, as we have about 2 minutes left to go before we get back at halftime. And great job by Theodore to keep his breath and to get through both of those interviews. Like we mentioned, Coach Collins sprinted to the restroom between the halftime breaks, so we want to make sure we talked with both of them. 2 interviews, 3 minutes across the field, so great work by Theodore Fernandez. Spencer Tomset, Eli Cornett, our producer James Shannon, our director Will Morrow. We have Eleanor Rodhouse and Alex Chasen running our camera work. Kate Aitchison has also been on our crew throughout this weekend. And while we have a chance to talk about it as well here, we're focus on the game the rest of the second half, and certainly focus on these teams and these players and coaches and everything. But I have to give my nod and cap to everyone on this crew who has been working essentially 13-hour day on Thursday, a 13-hour day today by the time we get out of here and pack up these things. It's been a couple years since 8-Man Extreme has done 4 games across the span of 1 day, and 8 games across the span of 3 days. Certainly we do that in Gatlinburg, where it's 1 day, but it's usually about 5, 6, 7 games in that regard. But huge tip of the cap to everyone on this crew for the hard work that they have put in throughout this whole weekend, including the special show yesterday afternoon. And it's been a lot of fun, my friend, especially getting to call games with you. I feel like
Absolutely.
I learn something new every day whenever I'm calling a game with you about football schemes and everything. Also learning about your continued fandom for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
Roll
Oh,
Tide,
yeah.
roll over here. But,
No. Rocky Top.
but it's but genuinely a big thank you to all of our crew members and everyone. And also a big shout out to Dion as well from Southern Prep Academy. He helped us with about 5 games throughout the weekend. You got a chance in high school to shadow our crew and get to have live production experience and a pleasure to interact with him as well. And it's been a great weekend. And we got one more half of football before we're done until next month.
I just want to correct myself real quick. I said that Freedom was going to get the ball to start the second half. It's actually Pack who's going to get the ball to start the second half. But, yeah, credit to this crew. They've been busting their butts all week, really doing a good job 3 days. Little sleep for everybody this week.
Yeah.
We had a really good time on the beach yesterday. We had a really good time on the beach with everybody. Good bonding weekend for everybody. A lot of new faces for each other. So overall, great weekend.
Yeah. Always a joy and a privilege for us to cover this tournament and to give justice to the moments in sport that deserve them. 8 equals 11, and if this game doesn't prove that to you, I don't know what does. 24 minutes remaining in regulation with this second half. We will get a kickoff from Eli Carr by the Freedom Cowboys as they try to get a defensive stand here. And to about the 18-yard line on the kickoff return, going to the right side. This is Larry Reinert, who finally gets brought down at the 35-yard line. Let's hand it down to Theodore Fernandez. Theo.
Other told us minutes ago. The Pack players will be honoring him by holding up the number 3 above their heads after a big play. You'll see it throughout the second half as they honor their fallen teammate who is watching them right now.
Anytime you see a big play, as Theo mentioned, Cam Yeomans will be honored. The 3 will be held up. Appreciate Theo getting that information as well as James from Coach Yeomans. There's a carry up the right side by Sean McNulty, and he gets a gain of about 6-7 yards.
Yeah, McNulty, a big, powerful body, just like Jonathan Cowan for the Freedom Cowboys, able to bounce off. Looks like we're going to get a call from Nate Starr.
Didn't see it.
Illegal substitution, 5 men on the field when the ball is snapped, 5 yards from the end of the run, first down.
And you can't make those kind of mistakes down the stretch, especially down 8.
Yeah, you can't make those type of mistakes. Discipline is really critical for big games like this. So big break for the Pack Panthers, able to pick up that big game and the penalty yardage.
First offensive drive of the second.
Ball's
The ball
out!
is loose in the backside, and it's recovered by Kyler Barkley. That's not the second time that something like that has happened with a slip ball in the backfield or a missed snap. And you don't like that Kyler Barkley is down clenching his helmet right now. And it looks like he is going to go to the sideline as he'll sit out for at least a play.
Yeah, very close call by Kyler Barkley. Coughing up that ball. Looked like Elijah Sears might get to it as McFarland comes into the game for Barkley. So backed up, second and about 15 here for the Pack Panthers. Got lucky on that break. Let's see if the Freedom Cowboys can continue this defensive momentum based off of that play right there.
11 minutes left to go in the third quarter. 1/62 stanza shaved off to the left side. It's Kyle McFarland trying to find a space around. That was a successful block on Chase Childers. And here goes Kyle McFarland. Cuts back to the inside at the 25-yard line. And the Pack Panthers have just driven it down. There is a flag back at the 45-yard line. But a big drive from the Panthers, and we'll hear from Nate Starr in a moment. Most of the times you see a big run like that, it's usually a hold to bring it back.
Hold or a block in the back almost every time.
Holding, Panthers, 28. Yeah. 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
They called that on Kaysen, or I beg your pardon, not Kaysen, that's Samuel Cargo. They called the foul on there, and they bring it back to the 35-yard line for a second and just over 20.
Looks like it's going to be a second and 23 with Lamb and McNulty in the backfield. Look for another big, powerful run by McNulty.
High snap, and it's a keeper by Lamb to the right side. He's being chased down by Javion Barnes and gets shoved out at about the 48-yard line, and a big gain for the Pack Panthers.
A little bit of a fake Statue of Liberty right there, going to Barkley, faking it to Barkley. Lamb coming back the other way with Barkley coming across, able to get the edge with Barnes over there to push him out of bounds. Big play, good chunk of yardage gained back by the Pack Panthers. Pack Panthers, third down. Here we go. Big stop for the Freedom Cowboys. Still third and long.
But correct myself, I said first down as if he got enough yards that it would have been first down if they were back at that point. But you gained back a huge chunk of yardage for 3rd and 8. They'll send it over to Barkley with the carry on the left side. He's being chased down by Eli Carr with a stiff arm pushing, and there is a flag down just beyond the 50-yard line. So we've got another penalty. These penalty flags are going to have to go through the rinse cycle a couple times.
You know Nate Starr loves the attention, though.
Oh, yeah, well, he wasn't the one that threw the flag on that one, but he enjoys the
Every
microphone.
single person on his team is an opportunity for him to get up and perform.
And they are going to bring it back.
Holding, number 0.
That's Gage Taylor. And it's interesting, every time we come down here to Florida, the Nate Starr does call the numbers of the players from what we remember, at least for the most part. Technically, I think NFHS.
Hey, Logan Breyer's back in the game for Freedom.
Great sign to see Breyers. Here's Lamb getting pressured in coverage. That is incomplete. Carr with the coverage. And it looks like Breyers is maybe not 100%. It's like he's limping a little bit there.
But good sign for Breyers to get it back out there. Senior captain for this Freedom Cowboy team. We know he wants to lay it all on the line today for this championship game. Big stop by the Freedom Cowboys, getting this Pack Panther offense, who really had all the momentum. Good job able to get them off the field.
4th and long. Lamb is going to take a little bit of his time to punt it. A good line drive that'll bounce down to the 15 and roll all the way inside the 10 to about the 9-8 line. As James screams for the brand from the press box. Fantastic punt.
Oh, Lord.
It was a good one.
I feel like that one's being overplayed a little bit.
It is. Hey, James doesn't have to call any more games for a month. He can rest his voice.
He's not doing Gatlinburg at all?
No, I said a month.
Oh, okay, a month.
Yeah,
A
he's
month.
got a month.
Even then, he's going to have –
He will also be happy. Monica will be happy that his voice is sore to he won't be talking that much in the next couple of days.
Here's the worst part. You have all conference all-star punters and kickers doing good kicks all over the place.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that about 15 times down in Gatlinburg.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
He just
did
whispered
again.
it in our headsets. Anyways, 9:47 left to go in the 3rd quarter. You've got Venter alone in the slot. And he's got the receivers on the left side with Barnes. And they'll put Barnes in motion again. But instead, Venter will keep it himself up the middle. He's got a gap with the spin move. And he'll go down just past the 15-yard line at the 16.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, they really like that motion with anybody who they have out at running back. Could be Venter, Barnes, Breyer, even Callan sometimes. But they really like that motion. A little bit of a misdirection right there. Fake that jet sweep. Venter is able to go the other way and pick up a few yards. Looks like he picked up almost 6 on that one.
Second down and 4. When it's all said and done, in about 21 minutes of game time, one team will be the winner.
Here comes that motion again.
And they'll lob it up for Javion Barnes. He's got space in the middle, and he'll get the first down and a little bit more. A great maneuver by the senior who's going to Gatlinburg.
Powerful run there by the Gatlinburg nominee. Able to get that jump pass or that pop pass over to Javion Barnes. Able to make a few man miss and powers to the first down. Freedom in business. Here we go, Spence.
I'm sure that there are a lot of people enjoying watching this one right now, especially the selection committee members for the Gatlinburg All-American Bowl, including Andrew Capps, the executive director. Sure, everybody is enjoying this one as Venter finds some space with the cut, gets inside for another chunk gain, and that will gain about 4 yards for the 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Venter's really having a hard time trying to pick the hole. Looks like one's about to open up, but it closes really fast. Kind of gives a great example of how fast this Pack defense really is going up against an all-conference quarterback in Jalen Venter, really making it tough for him. He's been able to break off a few big ones, but at the same time, this Pack defense playing out of their mind right now.
Only down by 8. The Freedom Cowboys have a long way to drive, but plenty of time to work with as Venter will keep the ball again. It'll go up the right seam, and it'll be short 2 yards of the first down.
Yeah, Callan not in the game at quarterback. Venter back in at quarterback, just kind of going with that quarterback run. They're wanting to bleed that clock, able to tie this game up. Really trying to get really good clock management here by Coach Collins and his staff. Looks like we have a 3rd down coming up, 3rd and short. Probably going to call Venter's number again, number 9. Let's see what he can do.
3rd down and 3 at about the 36-yard line. Here's Venter up the middle. He's got the first down and a little bit more. Here goes Jalen Venter. Spins past one man, trying to get past the final. Down to the 30-yard line, and the Cowboys have life.
Yeah, and Jalen Venter, it's number 9, man. Jalen Venter calls his own number on that quarterback power. Able to get by, I believe that was Evan Watt. Is able to fight, gets past Reinhard. Is able to get down to about the 30. I believe they're going to spot it right at the 30-yard line. Great play by the Freedom Cowboys. Freedom Cowboys, like you said, have life as Callan is coming back into the game. Venter probably going to go in at running back.
Yeah, they're sending off, looked like Elijah Brown and Javion Barnes to the sideline as Javion Barnes high-fives Coach Collins for that play. On the outside, you've got Montemagno. They'll hand it off. Venter again spinning out several tackles. He's finally going to be brought down by Sean McNulty and company. I tell you, I would not be surprised if Venter is just completely exhausted by the end of this game.
Going full Hercules mode right now as Venter is going to go right back into the game. Callan's going to go right back out of the game. Barnes coming back in. So look for a little bit more of that misdirection. They went power on both of those plays. Probably going to go back to that motion a little bit. Maybe they haven't really pulled out the option play a lot lately. So look for them to either go to that or that pop pass again to Javion Barnes. Really worked great last time, but a little bit different now. You kind of have, instead of the stack formation, you got single receiver to each side.
Barnes in motion. Venter will lob it up to him. Barnes looking around the defenders, trying to find an outlet. He's got one, trying to avoid the tackle with several spin moves. Notice how it brings 4 Pack Panthers to bring Barnes down as they get inside the red zone.
Javion Barnes, the all-conference player, able to get again on that pop pass. Same play they ran earlier to pick up that first down. Javion Barnes punishing the Pack defense, able to get the ball inside the 20 into the red zone for another first down. This offense really is in a really good groove right now, Spence.
On the 15-yard line, the Cowboys, Coach Collins said it, that this would be one of the greatest comebacks for them in their program's history if they're able to pull it out here. Still plenty of time to go, down by 8.
Going back in motion.
Barnes again. Venter will keep it this time. He's got space up the middle, sandwiched in between 2 players, and finally wrapped up at the 10-yard line. I think the ball may have come out.
He might have been down. The
officials ruled down by contact. They do.
Is that a challenge that we may get?
And I think Coach Yeomans is going to challenge it. Yep, that's looking like what we got here. Which, if that's the case, then the Panthers.
By the replay, looked like the ball might have been coming out at the same time he was going down. So kind of close call there. See what we're going to come up with.
And we'll get the official announcement from Nate Starr in a moment, talking about the side official.
We have a challenge by the Panthers. Can I please get the tablet out here on the field? They need to come out here on the field. I don't want to go over there by the thing.
So he needs the tablet on the field. Needs a tablet on the field.
Yeah, and by that play, it really looked like that ball might have been coming out at the same time Venter was going down. So it's really going to be a close call to see if that ball was coming out. We're not going to get another replay here as Nate Starr is looking at our replay iPad. So it's really going to be a close call. Either way, really big decision for the officials to make.
Yeah, we're waiting on them. I think they're having the clock operator looking at it right now, and They're going to make a decision in a moment on this with 4:57 left to go in the third quarter.
Offense coming back on the field. Looks like Coach Collins knows that it's going to be their football.
Now he's sending him away. Nate Starr sending him away.
Very big call here. Very big call. But going back to what we were talking about earlier, Spencer. Oh, it looks like we might get a call.
And I think they were waiting on James to try and get down there.
But like what we were going back to earlier, Spencer, both of these teams really doing a great job with the run game. The run game's been very big with Javion Barnes finally getting to the action. Sat out a little bit on offense for the Freedom Cowboys. Briars now giving it a go on defense as well. And for Pack, McNulty's been getting it going. Kyler Barkley along with McFarland is also doing a really good job. So it's been really good for both teams today.
So James does get down to the field with Nate Starr, and they're showing him the tablet to give him all of the angles, make sure that they're situated here. So they are going to look at it. And you mentioned when we looked at the replay and such, it was hard to see what the players gathered around the ball there, so it depends on what that sideline camera shot is.
And that sideline cam shot is very pivotal for a play just like this. With our shot, we kind of got that wide shot of Venter going down as that ball was coming out. So it's really going to determine if his back was down first, if that ball was popping out before he hit the ground.
And I believe they have a decision as they're writing things down on the notebook. And if they might be recording a turnover. At least James pointed to us, it's ruled down by contact. So
After review, the runner was clearly laying down flat on his back. The ball didn't come out, so we got to charge timeout to the Panthers.
the Panthers do lose their challenge.
They are out of challenges.
They have no challenges. They're out. They lose the timeout.
Clearly on his back. So pretty much confirmed on that one.
Instead of just saying confirmed on there, but appreciate Nate Starr bearing with us as James.
This is not Matt Austin reviewing plays, man.
But no, we appreciate Nate bearing with us. Pack lost the timeout. And shout out to James for getting down there in a quick fashion, too.
Big boy James hustling down there, making sure this game keeps moving. Great job by our producer, James Shannon. Here we go. Second down, trying to get to looks like the 5-yard line. Barnes coming in motion.
Venter will keep it himself. He's got space to try and push through on the spin tackle again. The pile being pushed, and he is going to get to the 1st and goal about at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, looks like he got down to the 2, but Jalen Venter putting this team on his back on this drive. If we can get a quick replay here, Jalen Venter able to get that power play, really using that misdirection with that jet sweep, able to power his way for a 1st and goal.
New set of downs here for the Freedom Cowboys to work with.
And this is a 4-minute drive. They've been able to bleed a lot of time on this clock, really keeping that ball away from Pack. So really good job by Coach Collins and his offensive coaching staff. As we got Elijah Brown in the backfield, let's see what this man can do. A little bit of a redemption coming back from injury.
Got Elijah Brown on the right side, but Venter's going to keep it in. Touchdown! The Cowboys are a 2-point conversion away from tying it. We got a flag after the play thrown up by Nate Starr, and we've got a Pack player down on the field. And you saw the touchdown there from the Cowboys. Venter getting it again, and we'll get a penalty call from Nate Starr here. There's a flag thrown after the play, or at least first. I think first they're going to handle the injury here. And one of the assistant coaches was having an issue with Nate Starr, and he told him to go to the sideline and giving him a warning there. But
Possibly a sideline warning, maybe?
Coach Yeoman's having a conversation with him about it. But I think they'll likely wait until the injured player is taken care of here. But they're having a conversation. Looks like a little bit of a disagreement between them. Doesn't look like it's anything over the top. But here's Nate.
Touchdown is good. After the play, we got a sideline warning. Panthers, that's their first of the game.
So you were right on that with sideline warning.
All right, this is a big one. This is the 2-point they didn't get in Gatlinburg. So let's see if they're able to tie this game up. They lost that game by 2, so let's see if they're able to capitalize on that touchdown, tie this ball game up with 4:06 left in the game. Elijah Brown again back in the backfield. See if they give him the ball.
More points than they scored in the Smoky Mountains 3 months ago. Chance for them to tie it up. Venter will go in.
They got it.
Not even touched. 20-20. And not the year, the score.
We are in for a very good ball game, Spencer. Both teams battling it out. We've been anticipating this one since we left here Thursday night. We're in for a good one.
20-all with 4:06 left to go in the third quarter in the national championship for high school 8-man football. Eli Carr will boot it away as we're tied 20-all. Immediate pickup by McFarland, and it'll get brought down. How about Javion Barnes getting that tackle on special teams?
Yeah, McFarland able to scoop that ball up without the Freedom defense bearing down on them. Barnes finally able to take him down, set and pack up. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 42-yard line, 43-yard line. So still good field position if you're the Pack Panthers, as Chance Lambs get the play call from his assistant coach. Great play, Javion Barnes. Javion Barnes, the all-conference player, really broke out toward the end of the 2024 regular season. Didn't really have a big role to begin the game against the Pack Panthers, but coming on strong as of late.
To the right side, the carry from Sean McNulty, weaving in between the defense. Barnes assisted by Colton Taylor to bring him down at the 40 in Panthers, I beg your pardon, Cowboys territory.
Yeah, that's a big boy. McNulty's a very big boy, big bowling ball. Looks like Javion Barnes made a business decision on that one as he's going to take him down from the back rather than taking that one head on.
From the 40-yard line, this Pack Panthers offense trying to do it for number 3 for Cam Yeomans, who is watching the local medical facility as his father and coach Tim confirmed is watching the game in probably a hospital bed right now or in the waiting room. Right side, McNulty brought down by Venter. And there's a flag after the play. There seemed to be a late tackle there. That was Patrick Bennett who was brought down. And you saw several of the players for both sides also after the fact shaking each other's hands, tapping each other.
Yeah, Cedar Sharon. Let's watch the replays. McNulty Venter's able to get down. Looked like Cedar Sharon was going at it. Little bit of a flop there, but
and
Cedar
then
Sharon,
there's the hug by 7-1 is what I was referring to between Barnes and Barkley.
Yeah, a little bit of
After play's over, dead ball, personal foul on the Cowboys, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Personal foul against the
Yeah, a little bit of a little acting play right there, but Cedar Sharon, you can't do that in a big game like that. The play was already called, the whistle was already blown. You can't do that. Not a big mistake. You can come back from it. This defense has been playing really well. But, again, setting up Pack at first down, able to take the chance to take the lead.
Penalties like this can be very costly down the stretch of a tight game. They'll pitch it forward to Barkley, who's got a bit of a seam and avoids several tackles. And here's Barkley. There's a flag down from the backside.
Looks like we're going to get a hold of McNulty.
That ball gets spotted at the 14-yard line for now, and if that's on McNulty, that'll bring it back about 10 yards.
During the run, blocking the back, Panthers.
block in the back. against the
First down.
Panthers.
I was waiting for him to say presented by, but we didn't get it that time.
He does that on the timeouts, not the penalties.
All right, so costly penalty there by Pack, backing them up 10 yards, 5 yards, pardon. It's going to be a 1st and 15. Going back with a little bit of misdirection. We saw earlier Chance Lamb kept it on that one, but giving it off to Barkley on that one.
We got Briers limping back to the Cowboys sideline. He's going to be looked at. He's not, which
we got
maybe
Elijah,
to catch his breath at least.
And we got Elijah Brown coming in for him.
Lamb trying to avoid the tackles. He's not going to get out of there. Initial contact by Colton Taylor, and then the rest of the defense swallowed him up.
Yeah, Colton Taylor and a host of Freedom Cowboys there to swallow up Chance Lamb. If we can get a quick replay of that one, big play by the Pack. The Freedom Cowboy defense, as several guys are there. Sam Trotter, Colton Taylor, and Julian Harden there to bring him down for the group sack on that one. Back and Pack up to looks like a 2nd and 19.
You know, very rarely in these national championships we've had the last couple of years have I been speechless. Right now, hard to find the words to describe what we're seeing here. As Lamb will head to the right side. He's got a blocker and will get down. He'll be spotted at about the 20-yard line, and he'll move the chains for a first down.
This is the best game we called.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's kind of been capitalized by each day. We thought the SEC championship was the best game, and then it jumped to East Central, and then it jumped again. Freedom East Central. Then it jumped again to the Heat and Pack. And then it jumped again to the Heat and East Central. And now we're to the championship game, and it's turned out to be a very good game tonight. It's lived up to the hype, Spence. It really has.
From the 20-yard line, so just in the red zone with 94 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Lamb again, he's got Taylor to the right side. He's going to keep it himself. Or actually, it's going to be on the outside to Barkley. Barkley on the left, and he'll get a gain of a chunk of yards to bring it up to about.
Yeah, it looked like he got about 4 on that one, maybe about 2 on that one. So big 4th down play coming. If you're Freedom, you got to get a stop here. Tie ball game still. Minute 13. We're about to head to the fourth quarter. Looks like they may take it to the quarter. No, it looks like Lamb is going to go back into the huddle. So big play coming up. You got to come on. You got to rally and take this one and hopefully get the ball back.
Yeah, they have to break quick. They only got 10 seconds to work with to get up to the line.
And Pack's got 2 timeouts. They might want to save those.
Yeah, they got to snap it. And we got a whistle, and Coach Yeomans will burn it.
Timeout Panthers. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
44.9 in this third quarter. They forced to burn that second timeout, and you had a challenge there for that lost their timeout on that first call. They're out of challenges, and now you have that second timeout being burnt. So for the Pack Panthers, this is where you feel like they have to score to put themselves in a situation to not have to worry about only having 1 timeout.
Yeah, you got to get this fourth down. Look for them to maybe go back to McNulty. McNulty's kind of been their power back in the short yardage situations. They've also gone back to the misdirection with Barkley. They've handed off almost every single time. That one play where Lamb kept it, so let's see if they go back to that. They've also kind of shown they've gone spread 2 to each side. They haven't run the QB draw out of that yet, but they did run it against Heat, and it really worked. It worked really well for them.
Freedom Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts. Have a chance to use those later in the game. Lamb to the right side, looking for the pass. It's someone to get to on the right, and he's got it. He's got his man on the catch. That's Samuel Cargo.
Yeah, and it looked like
There's the 3.
Yeah, and it looked like he was going to go right back to number 10, Patrick Bennett, jumping up and down into the in the end zone, but goes to Samuel Cargo. We're holding up those 3s in the air, doing it for the senior Cam Yeomans.
Got out of bounds at about the 6-yard line, and here's a keeper for Barkley trying to get past the defense. He'll get maybe a yard to about the 4-yard line for 2nd and goal.
Yeah, big stop there as we may let the quarter run out. Yeah, they're going to let the quarter run out on this one.
How about Colton Taylor helping up Barkley there as well?
Great sportsmanship by both of these teams. Both of these conferences are being represented well.
We have got a barn burner just north of Panama City Beach. The first unique national champion since 2018 is 12 minutes away from being crowned. 1 quarter left, 20 all, and let's send it down to Theodore Fernandez.
Well, if you think it sounded quieter out here on the field at times in the second half, it is. At halftime, all the Pack fans got together, agreed to be fully silent anytime their team was setting up plays. And we saw that extra quietness pay off in a huge way as they just converted that massive 4th and 5.
Massive 4th and 5 for them to convert, as Theo was mentioning there. And this is 12 minutes left in regulation, and the appropriate to play Welcome to the Jungle is what we're hearing down below.
Welcome to the jungle.
And, well, be careful. We don't want to get a copyright infringement notice on this stuff. But 12 minutes left to go in regulation, 20 all. Eli, I know that James is more on the prediction side of things. He predicted the Pack Panthers to win this. The way the game has gone, what say you?
It's like Lee Corso. His predictions never work.
Back and forth.
He wants to be a Lee. He
Tyler.
wants to be a Lee Corso Pat McAfee mix so bad, so bad.
Kyler Barkley trying to get the fan base hyped up for the Pack Panthers. When you look at both of the sidelines, there are plentiful excess. We'll get to that in a second. There goes Lamb up the middle. He breaks the goal line. The Panthers have the lead once again.
Yeah, going back to that double wing. They're holding up the threes for their senior leader, Cam Yeomans, as Lamb is able to power in with that double wing formation, able to make the score 26-20.
Six-point game. Chance for it to be 8 points. And what I was mentioning is that the Freedom Cowboys seem to have more fans in attendance than the Pack Panthers. Regardless of the numbers.
The noise doesn't say that, though.
Yeah, the noise doesn't. Now, granted, we're also closer up to the Pack side. But, again, both sides rocking here at Vernon High School. Chance to make it an 8-point game. Lamb will break the play into the goal line to get 2 more points on the board. 28-0, 7 seconds into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and on that play, you just saw that double wing. Went to that same play with that quarterback sweep going up to go 8 points. First play, 4th quarter, touchdown. 2nd point conversion, good. We're in for a good one.
We started this game about 2 hours ago, a little bit delayed because of the earlier contest going over and pushing delays, and that resulting in a lot of good games today because of how close-knit some of those scores were.
And you had a chance to get that chemistry back with James Shannon on that D2 championship, didn't
Oh, that
you?
was a lot of fun.
Oh, James said you never lost it.
No.
James might have lost it a little bit, but yeah, you're so good.
It's like a weird SpongeBob reference, but like Plankton saying, "Don't let the flame die out." There's to the left side, over to the 48-yard line. That is a kickoff return by Briggs Brady, and the Freedom Cowboys will go back to work, starting on their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, they had a really good thing going with that pop pass to Barnes. Barnes and Venter earlier in the 3rd quarter really got something going. This offense has been able to chug down the field. Both offenses doing a really good job running the ball. We saw a lot of passing plays in the first half, really committing to the run for both of these teams tonight.
certainly not the last chance for a drive by the Freedom Cowboys.
Oh,
but
not at all.
With the
Not
way
at
this
all.
game has gone, scoring on every drive seems essential. Venter with Barnes in motion. Venter will pitch it to Barnes. He's going to go on the right side, and a flag is down, thrown towards the area of the contact, and it's spotted at the 46. Here's Nate Starr.
Holding. Cowboys. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
And they bring it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so back to the 46 in their own territory. So about where they started. When I think about all the national championships I've covered since 2018, 2019 is really hard to top with that going to overtime and so long, but this is up there.
Oh, absolutely. This game's kind of had a little bit of everything, offense and defense by both of these squads. Both of these coaching staffs having one day to prep for this game have really done a really good job.
Lowe and Venter will get it back, and somehow he makes something of nothing. He's wrapped up and tackled at about the 48-yard line. That tackle by Reinert.
Yeah, able to make something out of nothing on that broken play, making it second and short. Looks like second and oh, they're just going to get it back to the marker. Yeah, they're going to get it back to the original line of scrimmage. Venter, good job getting out of a catastrophe there and picking up some good yardage.
They'll bring us to a 2nd and 10 after gaining back the holding penalty yardage. They'll send out Elijah Brown back to the sideline.
Timeout, Cowboys. That's their first.
It's getting a little nippy out here. I'm having to kind of shake back and forth to get warm.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've got my hands in my pockets. This is
So do I.
This is great temperature for me. I'm not really shaking.
Feels like we're in Gatlinburg already.
No, Gatlinburg is worse. 10 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in this national championship. We'll be back in a .10:35 separating these two respective schools from their first national championship ever. These homeschool programs specifically. And we've got time on the field. Is Yeoman's calling it? We got an injury. We got a player who looks like he's cramping. And that's McNulty.
We have an Ole Miss injury on the field.
Nate is enjoying it. Nate is having so much fun with this. He's just, that's it. Yeah, he's enjoying it. As I think that was McNulty who.
This timeout's brought to you by the SEC office. Hopefully one day they'll add the penalty for this.
He knows. He knows. He knows. I was wondering whether the announcements were coming over the speaker or not.
Oh,
I
Nate
guess it-
Starr, you good old boy.
But McNulty is down on the field. We will step aside for an injury timeout. Injury timeout. McNulty is going to be looked at by the training staff on the sidelines, and the Freedom Cowboys will have a 2nd and 10 in their own territory. Barnes in motion. Venter will keep the ball. He's got space. Venter getting through. He looked like he collided with his own teammate in Taylor, but he does move the chains for a first down.
If Taylor hadn't been there, he might have been gone. He
More
might have
likely.
been gone. Look at this replay. Barnes goes into motion. Just a quarterback draw. Able to quickly make a miss, make Barkley miss, and Chance Slam able there to make the tackle. Looks like he clearly got the first down. They are going to reset the chains.
Yeah, I think you're right. He probably would have been gone. There's maybe one other player in the area who's being blocked.
Maybe. But give credit to Chance Slam getting over there and making that tackle.
Under 10 to go. Venter on his own in the backfield.
Going to go doubles here. A little bit of a different look.
They send Carr in motion. Venter's going to keep it himself to the left side. He's weaving through tackles, makes it look so easy. He will spin down at about the 30-yard line for a first down.
Jalen Venter again calls his own number with Eli Carr going in motion on that one. Going with the empty set, as you see on the replay. Just on that quarterback sweep, able to cut inside. What a great block there by Colton Taylor. Getting up the middle and driving his feet to get another first down for this Freedom Cowboy offense. They're reeling right now. We'll see if they can tie this ball game up.
This is what happens when you put two conference champions against each other in the national championship, which has happened a couple times over the last several years.
Both of these teams want it bad. You got Freedom, who wants a little bit of payback from August and hoist that trophy. And Pack wants to do it for their senior leader, Cam Yeomans.
And Venter will get tripped up. Yeah, it was a tackle partially by Reinard, and they'll move it up for about a 2nd down and 3 at the 21.
They've called Venter's number a lot. As you can see on this one, going for another quarterback draw. Looks like there was a missed block there by Colton Taylor, but we've had a lot of Venter on this drive, not a lot of Javion Barnes. So look for Javion Barnes to get involved in the offense. He is going to be split out. See, they're going with that stack formation up there up top. They're a little bit tighter over there. So look for that motion to come from either Barnes or Carr at the bottom of your screen.
Venter with the pitch forward to Barnes, trying to high step a little bit as he goes past the 15-yard line, just short of the 10, and that will move the chains for a first down.
Barnes does get the ball on that one. It will do a little high step Tavon Austin action and get a good chunk of yardage on that one. Getting another Freedom first down with 8:10 and the clock winding now, trying to tie this ball game up. Probably trying to take a lot of time off the clock. They know Pack has been able to move this ball downfield basically at will. Both of these offenses at will. We got a little bit of a different look right now. We got Cedar Strand at the bottom of your screen. They might like that matchup of going against Kyle or Barkley.
Venter's going to keep it himself again to the right side of the field. He gets tripped up in the backfield by Jance Lamb.
Yeah, going again with that quarterback sweep. Coming out to the outside. Great play there by McFarland getting over there and making that tackle. Looks like Venter's probably gassed. He's been putting this team on his back right now.
If the Freedom Cowboys end up winning this one, I would not be surprised if he is a candidate for most valuable player.
MVP, hands down, putting this team on his back. Also, credit out to Jonathan Callan for him getting getting his team into position like this in the first half.
Got an early MVP pick if Pack wins this one.
If Pack wins this one, kind of a toss-up between Barkley, McNulty, and Lamb.
Venter gets shoved down, a touchdown-saving shove by Sean McNulty.
All right, now they're inside.
And again, the sportsmanship.
They're inside the 5 now, so a little bit of a few options. They can go back to Venter. They can go to Callan if Callan's going to come into the game. Looks like Elijah Brown, Julian Harden, and Elijah Sears is going to come in there, going with a little bit of a more heavy look as Carr and Cedar Strand are coming out of the game. So look for them to maybe go with that double pull play where the wing and guard do pull on tight end, do pull on that play. Really good play. Usually kicks out the DN and the outside linebacker. Look for them to follow that. They are going to split Barnes out in motion with Elijah Brown in the backfield.
3rd and 2. Venter is going to keep it himself, and he's going to get it in the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys.
9 calls his own number right there. Again, another big 2-point conversion coming up as we're going to get that replay. They split Barnes out wide as Jalen Venter with the lead block by Elijah Brown leading the way. getting an easy touchdown run by Jalen Venter as he points to our own Alex Chasen on that one.
Points to the camera, probably trying to give some sort of signal of trying to give some sort of statement as.
All right, here we go. Big 2-point conversion right here. Got Barnes out wide.
Venter looking on the right side.
Got
Tie
it.
game!
Oh my goodness, what a football game. This is a D1 championship. If I've ever seen one, this is definitely going to top 2019 with these two conference champions going at it. Freedom going at it for their senior leader and captain Logan Briers. Pack going at it for their senior leader and captain Cam Yeomans. Both doing it for the trophy, but they're ultimately doing it for their brother too. Do we think Evangel would like to take on one of these teams right here?
I was wondering how long. We mentioned them once during the air. I'm sure they would have loved to. And that's the other thing, too. Well, that's the other thing, too, with these two teams. Both of them wanted to face off against the Lightning in this tournament and get another crack at them, or in the regular season. Freedom did.
Andrew Caps, if you are watching, get the winner of this game in Gatlinburg in August next year against the Evangel Lightning. I guarantee you it's going to be a good one. Or run this back for a third time.
The other thing as well, these are going to look like different teams heading into 2025 with the Freedom Cowboys will graduate 6 of their seniors, although they have 11 juniors and 10 sophomores.
A lot of guys coming back on both squads.
And on the Pack Panthers side, you've got 11 seniors who are graduating, but they have 7 juniors and 9 sophomores. So they're going to lose a lot of guys, both sides. As this will go down to about the 15 and be
gonna
picked
pick it up.
Fumbled it a little bit, but he'll tiptoe the sideline to about the 40-yard line, and he stepped out of bounds at the 35 is what the side judge will rule. And we appreciate all 200 of you joining us here on this Saturday night.
Reinhard doing a really good job in special teams today. He's really put his team in good field position in all these returns.
A lot of things you all could be doing here on this Saturday night, but joining us here on 8-Man Extreme. It's been a fun tournament throughout the past 3 days. Thursday with great semifinals. Keep in mind, you only got 1 timeout left for the Pack Panthers with 6:05 remaining in the game. And the Freedom Cowboys have 2 with this tie game here at 28 all.
Both of these teams have been proven to drain the clock. We'll see if Pack is able to drain the clock as Freedom does have 2 timeouts.
They'll do the direct snap to McNulty, who will push through the line to the 45-yard line and move the chains for a first down.
McNulty coming back onto the field after that injury, making a big play for his offense, getting another key first down for the Pack offense. As this clock is starting to wind down, we're just under 6 minutes. A champion is going to be crowned here soon, Spence.
This feels like an all-out effort, especially because of both sides having notable injuries throughout the game. Feels like you're just throwing anything. You don't know what to put on the menu, so you put on everything.
You're getting right hook, left hook, uppercut. You're getting all the combos in this one. We're in for a good one.
That's McNulty again on the direct snap, and he's brought down by, looks like Venter got in on the tackle as well as Sam Trotter.
Who else? Jalen Venter doing it both on the ground and on defense. Really good stop there to get a second. Able to get a few yards on that one by McNulty, but this Freedom defense trying to stand up and get a stop and potentially turn the ball back over to their offense.
Venter was recorded for 38 tackles in the first 11 games, heading into their conference championship the week prior. And he's been a big part on the offensive and defensive side here. And he'll hand this off to Barkley on the left side. He's got a little bit of space, tries to get the stiff arm, and he's hauled out of bounds at the 46-yard line, but he does get into the Pack Panthers territory.
Great run there by Kyler Barkley. Better tackle by Julian Harden, able to get off the block. Coach Collins, talked to Coach Collins yesterday about Julian Harden. He's a young guy that's really been coached up throughout the year. Said they're looking for a little bit of that nasty, little of that beast to come out of him, and you saw it right there.
From the 46-yard line, it is a 3rd down and 2, 4:41 left to go. The clock did stop with.
We're going to go back to McNulty. He's been their bowling ball.
3rd down and 2. Lamb's going to keep it to gain 2 yards and push a little forward. He'll get forward progress at the 43-yard line and a 1st down for the Panthers out of Columbia, South Carolina.
All right, clock's going to stop to reset the chain. So if you're Packer, you're going to let this thing kind of wind down. You got 30 seconds to go, and clock now starts with 4:30 left in the ball game. Pack trying to drain this clock. Freedom does have 2 timeouts. You got to start thinking about burning those with the way that Pack's draining this clock right now.
Well, if we do have overtime, each team will possess the ball for 4 offensive plays. It starts at the 10-yard line, I believe, and we got a flag here.
False start.
False start on
Quarterback.
offense.
And they'll move it back for 5 yards. But in case we do have overtime, 4 offensive plays from the 10-yard line, you do not have to try a 2-point conversion on, I believe it's the first attempt for both teams. And then sequentially after that, you have to go for the 2-point conversions after that, which both of these teams going for 2-pointers anyways throughout the season. So go for it.
A little bit of
regardless.
a standard drill there for them. But big penalty, backing them up
Yep.
5 yards. See if Lamb can make something happen. Going to the air.
Can he do it? He does with the toss on the left side. It's a catch in coverage. A great reception for Samuel Cargo, the senior. He had 5 catches for 80 yards heading into Florida.
Going back to the replay. Chance Lamb able to roll out. Looks like he was rolling out. Just a standard drop back. Hits Cargo on the corner route. Eli Card, not bad coverage there, just a better catch and effort by Samuel Cargo on that one.
They'll spot it at the 26-yard line for another 1st down and 10. Clock still continues to run with 3:30 left.
Another thing you got to think about, if they're able to wind this clock, you're going to have to force Freedom to result to the passing game. Big chance here for the Pack to go up.
Here's McNulty. Gets brought down from behind. How about Cedar Strand hyped up at that tackle?
Cedar Strand gets called for the flag earlier and makes up for it on that one. Big loss for Cedar Strand on that one. See the replay. McNulty trying to bounce out wide. No, not one guy, single guy has been able to tackle McNulty one-on-one. It's really been about gang tackling, but Cedar Strand comes up big on that play. And as you saw on that replay, going back to Cedar Strand real quick, he didn't really fly in there on that one. He really set the edge on that one, resulting in the big play.
Lamb will give it back over on a reversal. This is a carry from McFarland, who gets free. Kyle McFarland to
There's
the
a flag.
house.
There is
There's
a flag.
in the backfield, so likely you're going to have a holding. And Coach Yeomans knows about it. He's a bit disappointed on that one. So.
Yeah, it looked like there was a hold on the edge there by number 28, Samuel Cargo, who just made the catch. Going to back him up a little bit as we hear from Nate Starr.
Holding. Panthers. 10 yards to 2nd down.
A little Forrest Gump there on that one.
He's throwing out, I think, all the impressions and everything and all the stops, and I think he knows he's not on the PA system.
I really hope we get a McConaughey impression. I'm hoping for it.
2.5 left in this game. The ball moved back to about the 39-yard line, tied at 28.
Really backs him up. Big 3rd down play here. Got to go.
Lamb is going to keep it, looking for some blockers. He's only going to get to the rule that he stepped out of bounds at about the 37.
And that's big. That's big. They force him out of bounds. Clock stops at 2:19. Now it's going to be 3rd down. Sorry. It's going to be 3rd down now. Clock stops. It's going to keep Coach Collins from burning one of those key timeouts. Big stop there by, looked like it was Elijah Brown that got over there and forced him out of bounds alongside Julian Harden.
It's about a 3rd and 22 for the Panthers.
Got a result to the passing game on this one. You're backed up far enough. You can't really run the ball. You've had success, but you also have gotten a lot of penalties on those as well. So probably going to go back to the passing game. They're going to go with that heavy formation with Chance Lamb, McFarland. Looks like they're going to go with a different quarterback. They're going to go understand with I formation.
Here's Lamb. Will air it out up the middle to Barkley. Trying to go over the top, and it's pass interference.
It's really close, but Javion Barnes did not turn his head on that one. He did make a play on the ball. Let's look at it right here. Yeah, he didn't get his head turned around on that. He made a play on the football, but was not able to get his head turned around.
We got defensive pass interference on that team over there. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's still going to be 3rd down.
We're trying to take this seriously because it's a
a
national
very
championship,
intense-
but it's just
It's a very intense game, and Nate Starr's trying to lighten the mood. Not right now, Nate. Not right now.
Oh, I'm sure I'm going to have a fun conversation with him when we get the lapel mic from him afterwards. That'd be a lot of fun. He's worked several national championships. I think he's earned the right a little bit.
All right, here we go again. 3rd down and 8.
Lamb is going to keep it again to the right side, looking for some space. He got past Venter, but he couldn't get past Cedarstrand.
Yeah, Cedarstrand able to come up big, makes Venter miss, but Cedarstrand with a big play. 4th down and 5. Here we go. Clock's still going to go. You got to think, Coach Collins probably got to think about taking one of those timeouts, get his defense ready. That clock is still continue to roll. If you're able to get a stop here, you want to have enough time for your offense, but maybe Collins is taking a bet and maybe think that his defense and his team may be better in overtime.
It also depends on if they get a stop here is the biggest thing, because even though
you got to get a stop. Yes, you got to get a stop. The clock will stop. So then you have 2 chances to take those 2 timeouts. It looks like the clock looks like Yeomans may burn his last timeout.
Yeah, it will.
Hey, man, we got timeout Panthers. That's their last charge timeout of the regulation.
Was that a Morgan Freeman impression? If it was, it was one of the worst I've ever heard.
I'm not sure, but 1:23 remaining in this game. Pack has no more timeouts, and the Freedom Cowboys have 2 to work with. What I was trying to tell you is that with the Pack Panthers, they have so many players who could get, as James would say, these dink and dunk plays of get a couple of yards to get a first down. So that's the danger here, where you have the lesser of 2 evils of, do you call a timeout and burn one of them when they could get a first down, or do you save them to potentially save it later on? It's a tough call.
Hey, man, it's a D1 championship.
It is.
Trying to do a little Nate Starr there. But, yeah, you both have chances to take those 2 timeouts. Yeah, it's the tale of 2 lesser evils. But trying to drain that clock down. Collins probably didn't want to burn one of those timeouts because Yeomans did take that timeout. So he does have those 2 timeouts in his pocket. So this may work out really good for the Freedom Cowboys to be able to make a stop. They do have the 2 big guys in the middle, Sam Trotter and Colton Taylor, along with Julian Harding and Cedarstrand on the edge. Also Elijah Brown in the middle. So let's see if they're able to come up with a big one on this 4th and short. This is pretty much, here we go.
Minute 23 left in this national championship.
Oh, they're going to split out. A little bit of confusion going on.
13 seconds on the play clock. Lamb alone in the shotgun and a false start.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
False start. Panthers still 4th down.
This is not an Allstate commercial. It's not an Allstate commercial.
I'm waiting for him to say we go to the mortgage review by Quicken Loans. You remember that commercial? Oh.
Waiting for it to go, oh, offensive. Pass interference. Stop.
4th and 9. It was 4th and 4. They moved it back 5 with a false start. You're still going to see a pass play here from
either that or they're going to get a quarterback draw.
Lamb looking. Lamb on the scramble. He's got the space. He's got the first down outside the 10, but he does roll out of bounds to stop the clock at 1:17.
Great heads-up play there by Chance Lamb as we get the replay. He's looking in the way of Kyler Barkley, but great job by the Freedom defense covering that up as the pocket breaks down, able to get there. Clock is going to stop as the clock is going to stop on that one. Freedom defense got to come up with a stand. You got 1:17. Freedom Pack's got no timeouts. If you're able to get 4 stops, that clock is going to go.
77 ticks left on the scoreboard. Lamb does not have the ball. It's McNulty. McNulty with a blocker. McNulty to the outside. Gets out of the tackle. He's inside the 10.
Clock is going to go now. They're probably going to take their time. With the ball inside the 10, they're going to take their time. We could have a walk-off. in the national championship.
Again,
Spence.
when do you take timeouts if you're Coach Collins?
I would probably do it after this play. It's second down. Potentially take a timeout after this play. Take another one at the next one. But you have 20 seconds left on the play clock, so you're trying to get this down to 24 seconds. But if you're Coach Collins, don't take that timeout because they got to get back and start a new play.
Lamb, it's McNulty on the right side. He's tackled from behind. Cedarstrand
Big
brings
play
him
by
down.
Cedarstrand. They're trying to get the ball going. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, so no timeout by Coach Collins.
Yeah, no timeout by Coach Collins, trying to force him. Third down.
3rd and 4. Lamb almost looked like they weren't ready for the snap, and Lamb is brought down. Cedarstrand and company
They're
again.
telling Pat to go. They're telling Pat to go.
10 seconds. Are we headed to overtime?
Here we go. Here we go.
Final 5 seconds. Lamb, 4th and 5. Lamb looking across the middle for Barkley. He's
it's incomplete.
Incomplete. We're going to overtime. No flags.
No flag.
We're going to overtime.
We're going to overtime.
End of regulation.
For the second time
Oh
in
my
NHFA
goodness.
history, we are headed to overtime in the national championship.
Oh my goodness gracious. You have two conference champions going at it for Cam Humans and Logan Briers. We're in for a good one, Spence. Great finish.
And I believe if we can get this on the loudspeakers, we will have the coin toss for Nate Starr in overtime to determine who gets the ball first.
This.
I'm sure he'll take it more seriously than anything else he'll ever.
I hope so.
And I believe Coach Collins is coming out to the front as well.
Might I add, great job by Coach Collins not using those timeouts, allowing the clock to run out. If he had taken those timeouts, Pack might have gotten that play off because it was third down. They might have had one more play.
Both coaches meeting with Nate Starr for the overtime coin toss. Actually, he's not going to turn his mic on there. They're just having a discussion. We're probably going over the overtime rules with him.
This is the best game we've called, partner. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Hands down.
Best game of the weekend, too.
Hands down. Great conclusion to this tournament.
What was that? Okay.
Both coaches talking, finalizing it over.
Okay, right here. Hey, I'm gonna do the TV. Cue me.
The Panthers have decided they won the toss, so they're going to take defense, and we're going to go play on that side of the field for some reason. Overtime procedure is just like Federation. I don't know why, but it's not very good.
Having this humor. The Panthers won the toss. They will go on defense first, so they know what they have to do.
And, by the way, 8-man extreme, y'all are pretty good.
You're pretty good too, Nate Starr. You're pretty good too.
We're pretty good.
So he said it's standard Federation rules for overtime, which, as we explained, it's both teams get 4 offensive plays from the 10-yard line. On the first attempts for both sides, they do not have to attempt a 2-point conversion. But in this case, with both of them, they will.
Yes.
But it's only after both teams have gotten an attempt, it is mandatory 2-point conversions going back and forth. The other question about timeouts, I believe 2, maybe 1.
I believe they may get 1.
We hear that from Starr, but second time this officiating crew has also worked an overtime national championship. They worked it in 2019 with the Evangel Lightning and the Ezel Harding Christian School Eagles. shout out to our crew on the goal line, or at least getting up there.
Yeah, it looks like they're down the goal line. We may have a good shot here.
First attempt in overtime for the Freedom Cowboys. Venter up the middle, trying to push through, and he's brought down by McNulty, stopped on forward progress at about the 5.
Yeah, going for that power play. Again, that hole was wide open. Looked like it closed up real quick when McNulty got down there.
The ball is on the 6-yard line for down 2, second down. Venter trying to conduct the symphony of the Freedom Cowboys Orchestra into the end zone.
Gonna go empty. Mason Brown in motion.
Send Brown in motion. Venter will go up the middle. He's twisted
Ball's
out. He
out!
lost the ball. He lost the ball. It looks like the Freedom Cowboys fell on it. Looks like the Cowboys fell on it and coming up with the
Cowboys
ball.
retain the ball.
Elijah Sears gets
Let's look at the
fumble
replay real
recovery.
quick. Yeah, it looked like Elijah Sears did fall on that.
They'll place the ball at about the 6-yard line again.
Can we challenge in overtime? Is that something we can
I think it's 1 challenge per game. I don't know if they gave a scenario for overtime.
do? I don't
on
think
that.
Collins has used his yet.
He hasn't used his. Yeah, Freedom has not used theirs yet. Venter up the middle. He's got a seam and a touchdown.
Number 9 getting into the end zone as we get the replay right here. Going to go quarterback draw as he sends Barnes in motion, able to get down the field into the end zone to go up 6 in this overtime championship game.
And what is this game going to come down to? Just like it did in the Smoky Mountains?
2-point conversions are key. As a producer just said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go with number 9 right here. Here we go.
2-point conversion attempts, just like it came down to in 2019. Venter will send Barnes in motion. He'll keep it himself, and Venter is stopped short. He didn't get the 2-pointer, and the Pack Panthers will get a chance on offense.
Looked like McNulty, was the one that got in there. Let's take a quick look at that. Yeah, it was McNulty that was able to get in there. Back judge kind of got in the way there. But McNulty able to make the key stop. His Pack is going to go on offense now in this D1 championship game.
4 downs to get into the end zone. If they don't, Freedom Cowboys will get their first national championship in program history. On the other side for the Pack Panthers, looking for their first one as well. Again, both of these teams losing in the last several editions of the national championship. Last year, the Pack Panthers. The 2 years prior, the Freedom Cowboys. First down in overtime for the Pack Panthers.
Here we go, going with that double set right there.
Lamb will keep the ball to the left side, tried to get past the defender. That was Colton Taylor, the sophomore's name we have been calling a lot throughout this contest. The sophomore has been standing strong on that defensive line.
Probably setting up the similar play to that with the direct snap to McNulty. They're going to go with Lamb probably a couple times, but McNulty, the bowling ball, they're probably going to give it to the senior. He's been battling injuries all week long, got beat up in the SIFA championship game, was about 75% against the Tennessee Heat. He looks 100% tonight.
Six-point deficit with the overtime. First touchdown scored by the Cowboys. Here goes Lamb in the middle. He's going to be stopped again. 3rd down on the 5.
Going to go to Chance Lamb again on that one, going the other way. Great job by the all-conference nose guard, Sam Trotter, getting in on that one with Colton Taylor as well, as Chance Lamb's going to go to the sideline on this 3rd down play. You got 2 more chances if you're the Pack Panthers. You got to do this for the senior, then the captain, Cam Yeomans, to pull out this one.
3rd down and 5 at the end of the game. They had a touchdown pass intended for Barkley that went incomplete. Do they try something similar like that here? They have him in the slot.
All right, here you go. You got to spread out. You got 4 men in the box of your pack.
Lamb under pressure, tries to avoid the tackle. He tosses it. It's incomplete. Almost a game-sealing interception by Javion Barnes. It's 4th down.
All right, it's going to come down to this one play. If you're the Freedom Cowboys, great play there by Javion Barnes. Able to knock that ball down. Almost game with a pick. You want to knock that ball down. You don't want a chance for Barkley to get that one back.
You talk about the emotion that both coaches have expressed over all the conversations we've had with them.
Hey guys, the Panthers decided to take their one timeout for this overtime possession. Guess we got to get another commercial in.
1 timeout for the Pack Panthers on the 4th and ball game, in essence. And 12 hours officially of football today. We've been on site since about 8:30, but first game started at 10 a.m. this morning, and this is now officially 12 hours of football that's been nonstop throughout the day. It's been a fun run, and now you've got the Pack Panthers, Coach Yeomans talking it over as they work through what it is they're going to do here, and this is
ball game.
The decision moment for who will head back to either Huntsville or Columbia as national champion.
Regardless of the outcome, football is the greatest sport on earth. High school football specifically. Here we go. Here's the ball game. Going with McNulty in the backfield.
Lamb with McNulty. It's over to Lamb. He's got it in the middle. Touchdown! We're tied!
Oh, my goodness. Goes with a fake with the Barkley. The linebackers kind of got his eyes caught right there. Here we go. You had Barkley in the wing. He comes right there in motion. Elijah Brown kind of makes a little mistake there and opens up that gap for Lamb to get into the end zone. This game is going to be decided on this 2-point conversion.
Coach Yeoman's having a conversation with Nate Starr, trying to figure out what it is they're discussing there. And
like we said, game of 2-point conversions. Here we go.
34 all. What could be the final play of the game? 2-point conversion away from bringing their first national championship back to South Carolina. And we got Collins with the timeout.
Hey, the Cowboys take the timeout to look at that beautiful tree over there one more time.
I know it's a tense moment. I know that we thank all 245 of you all watching with this, and hopefully you're enjoying Nate Starr's comments as much as we are. You could tell that 12 hours has started getting to him.
Oh, it's taking a toll on all of us.
All of us, but.
We got Alex Jason, who's looking like Bob the Tomato down there with a really bad sunburn. You got Kate. You got Kay Atchison over here battling tonight. You also got Eleanor along with Theodore Fernandez and William Morrow and James Shannon and you as well. We've had a great day of football. What a great way to round out. What a great
fantastic job by all of our crew. All the hard work we put in. They put in for 12 hours, about the same time on Thursday as well, and it's been a fun ride, and it could end on this play, or we might have another set of downs for the Freedom Cowboys to work with.
All right, here we go.
Lamb with McNulty to the right. No more timeouts for either team.
Coach Yeomans can't watch.
And up the middle, trying to go for it. Lamb
is
in!
They got it!
This time they finish the job! The Pack Panthers, for the first time in program history, are national champions in high school 8-man football!
Cam Yeomans, if you're watching, this one's for you. Your team battled throughout the entire game. Your father coached a great game. They did it for you, Cam Yeomans. They did it for you.
We are going to head down to the field for the prize presentations. What a game, partner. What an incredible game and a great way to end the NHFA tournament. We'll be back in a few moments for the prize presentations on the field. Don't go away.
1, go.
Hey, I'm gonna get them over here. I'm gonna get them over here.
Sound of the PA system, that's what I'm waiting on.
Hey, Panthers! Can we get y'all guys over here for the trophy presentation?
We're waiting on the PA system. Check. 1, 2. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, let's give a congratulations to all 8 terrific teams for an incredible tournament performance. And I believe for the first time since 2004, we want to give a special shout out to Hank St. Dennis and all the hard work he has put in behind the scenes to make this tournament what it is today. We're thinking of you as you are at home in Georgia. And a special thanks as well to Mike St. Dennis, the tournament coordinator that I'm joined with here on the field, for an incredible tournament and by far one of the best national championships in a long time. Now we've got some hardware to give out and some shirts. We will start out with the NHFA 8-man All-Stars for 2024. For the Freedom Cowboys, Logan Bryers. Also for the Freedom Cowboys, Jalen Venter. Sam Trotter. Bryant Griffith. And Nathan Brown. And now your All-Stars for 2024 for the NHFA from the Pack Panthers. Kyler Barkley. Sam Cargo. Jance Lamb. Sean McNulty. And we know he's on FaceTime right now, Cam Yeomans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best national championships in a long time. Let's give a warm round of applause for the runner-up for this year's Division I National Championship, the Freedom Cowboys. And now your 2024 Division I NHFA Most Valuable Player for the championship, the senior, Sean McNulty. And now, the first unique national champion since 2018 and the first national championship in program history. The 2024 national champions for high school 8-man football, the Pack Panthers. He's got photos. You got photos first. I am joined on the field by the most valuable player for this year's national championship, Sean McNulty. Sean, I know, especially in the senior year, to finish the year as a national champion, it's incredible. But when you saw Cam Yeomans go down, what was the energy like on the sideline?
Win for Cam. We're throwing up the threes all game. That Cam wins this trophy. This is Cam's trophy in my opinion. I'm just the one that happened to win it today because he went down. And when we saw that Cam goes down, it's not that I'm the most valuable player. It's that I got a group of guys that are willing to go out there and say, hey, this is for Cam. We're playing for Cam. I just happen to be the one to win this award, and I'm proud of all the guys that I've had on this team. I'm proud of my coaches, and I love you, Cam. I hope you heal up, buddy. Thanks, man.
And you were also a part of the championship team from last year, to the Evangel Lightning. I'm sure that was motivational fuel. Was that bulletin board material from day one of practices this year?
If you the day that we lost, I did this when I was a freshman. We lost in our championship as well. I took a photo of the scoreboard, and that's been my wallpaper on my phone since we've lost that game. And it's the kind of a thing, you wake up, check your phone, and see that. Wake up, check your phone, see that. You want to go work out harder, you want to practice harder, you want to get better and better and better, and you've projected yourself to become better than that. And now, I'm seeing that result, and I'm proud, and it turned out, I sent the photo to the team. Some other guys had it on their phone. Evan has it. I know for a fact Evan has it. Some other guys have it. And, that's just a culture thing. Our culture is we want to get better off of our losses. We learn from our losses, and I'm proud. That's not me. That's my team, and that's our coaches raising us up like that, and that's the parents of all the players. I'm proud of them for that, and I love my team.
Now, I know this is the last time that you'll wear a Panthers uniform with your brothers, but you've got Gatlinburg next month for the All-America game. How exciting is that for you and the teammates you get to share it with?
Looking at it now, it's kind of like I'm really grateful that I have the opportunity to play and hang out with my friends again. And it's like, yeah, it's cool we get to play football again. I just love this team so much, and I just don't know what to say. And it's hard to think man, this is the last time I'm playing in a competitive game like this. But I'm just glad I get to hang out with them and play a ball game with them again, and I'm just blessed for that opportunity.
Well, congratulations. Now, Coach Yeomans. We talked multiple times over this weekend and leading up to this championship of how emotional it was for you. And I know especially for your son to go down in his senior year in his final game, it was emotional for you. And you talked with Theo at halftime about you were thinking of him. Was that the plan to have him on FaceTime if the trophy was in your hands at the end?
We didn't have it came to that because I was planning for him to be here. Cam, I love you. I know you're going to be mad that you can't work out for a few months, but you'll be fine. I told the team that I told them before the game they've got 48 minutes of football left, and I told them how much I loved them, and win or lose, they were my boys. And I told them at halftime, I said, I told you I loved you before the game. My son's at the hospital right now, and I'm here with you because I know that's what Cam would want me to do. And there's nothing that I can say that would tell you just how incredibly proud I am of this organization, of the parents. It has been a phenomenal experience to be part of this organization, and to see it come to this after a long history of building and building and building I'm speechless.
And you told us before the game, and you've already told your team that this is your last ride, at least as the head coach. You'll still be with the program and with the Pack Panthers. How special is it for you to end your head coaching career on this stage?
Well, I don't think there's only one thing I could ask that would be better, and that's having my son here. But otherwise, that's a heck of a way to go out. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything else. We'll be up in Gatlinburg having a good time, and, getting to meet, players like to have at Freedom. We've met some of them in years past, a class organization, the Tennessee Heat. All of these programs, the programs that were in Division I, I talked to James about this before. I don't know that I've seen a division that was so evenly matched. And, to beat Freedom by 2 points again at the beginning of the season and at the end of the season, they absolutely wore us out today. And I know they're physically tired as well. But to see the tears on their faces, and I told Coach that we were a split second away from feeling that ourselves. They have a class organization. They have phenomenal players, and I know their families. If you look at their stands and see how many people that they brought from Alabama, they have every right to be just as proud as we do. And so do the Tennessee Heat. And so does every other team that's here this weekend. and it's just I couldn't ask for a better way to go out.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Your national champions for 2024, the Pack Panthers.
Hey, Kate, start breaking down. Break down.
Eli. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here on the post-game show for the 2024 National Championship for high school 8-man football, 36-34 in overtime, only the second time that this national championship has ended outside of regulation. Spencer Thompson, Eli Cornett, Theodore Fernandez, and I mentioned it on the air when we were getting towards the third quarter, Eli, that there's very few times where I've been speechless in this sort of stage, and this is another one of those moments where it's just hard to really describe what went down, and the fact that once again it came down to 2-point conversions when it really mattered.
Yeah, us being there in Gatlinburg, I'm speechless as well. But for it to come down for a 2-point conversion, we were talking this week about kind of the circle of how this game developed, with the game starting in Gatlinburg, ending on a 2-point differential, and then this one also ending in a 2-point. Give credit to both these teams. They fought hard, and what a massive national championship game. You just got to love high school football.
Yeah, James said it in our ears. It couldn't go out in the broadcast. He believes that hands down this takes the cake as the best national championship that we've been a part of. And on both sides of the ball, Theodore, it seemed that like this is a sign of a good team, that even when you have some of your star players go down, you were still able to be resilient and push through. And that seems to be what happened on this field tonight.
Next man up is one of the oldest cliches in the book, but it was the story of the game tonight. Everyone comes through. I mean, you lose arguably your best player so early in the game. That could have been such an emotional turning point, and instead they used it as a rallying point. And to come through and just win the game that way, and just absolutely incredible. And I still can't believe what we watched on this field tonight.
And I think that goes back to the maturity of the senior class.
Yes.
And the motivation they were able to brought. We heard Shane McNulty talk about how he had that wallpaper from the Evangel game last year, using that as motivation, sending out to all his teammates. Really, really speaks to the maturity and leadership of the senior class.
Yeah, and I especially love, I'm sure Cam Yeomans is still watching this. If maybe he cut off the stream on FaceTime or something like that, but if he's still watching, I know that especially he wanted to be here on this field, and it was an unfortunate injury, but it's especially a sign of how much of their camaraderie there is in the senior class when McNulty's saying this is his MVP trophy. It's not necessarily mine.
Yeah, and great sportsmanship right there for his brother. Sean McNulty giving that one to Cam Yeomans. Cam Yeomans had a big game against the Tennessee Heat on Thursday night. Came out, looked like he was going to make a big difference in this one, but sadly did go down. But they did this one for him.
And on the other side, Coach Collins told you at the start of the third quarter that it would have been one of the greatest comebacks if they were able to pull it off, and they almost did, especially with going down the stretch. And you could also tell from Coach Collins that when we asked him pregame, what would it mean if you were able to hoist this trophy, and he said, it's not about me, it's about the players. And as we look over on the other side of the field, they're still in prayer and talking with their players, and that, again, shows the character of not just Coach Collins, but from the top down, how their organization is.
Yeah, look, that's just such a brutal way to finish a game, to finish a season, especially they made the goal line stand at the end of the first half. They made, that incredible pass deflection to save the game at the end, and then, finally third time can't stop the 2-point conversion. But it was about the players. It is about the players, and every single one of them, you can just tell from what we see over there, they left it all out on the field. You saw just the way that they were laid out after that final 2-point conversion. There is nothing for any player on that team to regret, because you can just tell when a team left it all out there. They certainly did.
And give us less than 30 days and we'll be on the Smoky Mountains in Gatlinburg. A lot of these players are going to be taking the field for that All-Star game. Now, not necessarily, it's more for bragging rights on the scores in that regard, but I'm pretty sure some of these players on both sides are going to be fighting for pride and honor in the Rocky Top sports world.
And I wouldn't be shocked if we see these two once again in 2025, either in Gatlinburg or back here in Vernon, Florida. As we heard Sean McNulty say, they had a chip on their shoulder after that one. We're going to see Freedom come out with a big chip on their shoulder next year. Watch out for the Freedom Cowboys as they open the 2025 season in August.
Overtime, second time it's happened in the national championship, and this time the Pack Panthers get it done. Once again, a huge thank you to everyone on our crew, on the behind the scenes, and everyone who helped pull this off this weekend. Long days. We're going to pack this stuff up, find a restaurant that's somewhere open in Panama City Beach, and we're going to get some food here. For Eli Cornett, Theodore Fernandez, our producer James Shannon, our director Will Morrow, all the hardworking men and women that make this run so smoothly. I'm Spencer Thompson saying so long from Vernon, Florida. Your national champions for 2024 in high school Ant-Man football, the Pack Panthers.